Yes, my friends. Welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show, powered as always by Forever Loud.
Forever Loud. Get your merch at foreverloud.com.
Look at that. Look at that swag. Get the badge in. Get the badge in.
Yeah.
As Ollie said, Forever Loud, hooking you up with the sweet threads as well as the sweet music.
Please buy one. I can't pay my rent if you don't.
Yeah. Give this man some food.
I haven't eaten in days. But speaking of not eating in days,
Yeah.
that was a download this week.
Download fest.
Where I, in fact, did not eat one day because I was enjoying rock and roll too much.
Did you go foodless
And
one day?
alcohol.
How did that work out for you?
I got very drunk very quickly. I think sometimes when you start drinking, I just hadn't eaten because I was just busy. And then I decided to start drinking. And once I started drinking, I just forgot about food.
It happens, doesn't it? As soon as alcohol starts flowing, your stomach's like, do you know what? I'll sit back and watch how this falls out.
I probably had enough calories to kill a snake. I don't know.
Kill a snake.
I couldn't think of...
The snakes have shitty metabolisms.
I just can't imagine a snake could drink that much.
Water, are you planning on using a snake like a giant bendy straw?
I guess you get water snakes. I don't know. It was a shit animal choice. I should have said, I don't know, mouse.
Attenborough is somewhere.
I'm still feeling it.
Still
feeling the download down.
The down part of download.
Download downs.
Yeah. The blues.
Yeah.
The post-download blues.
Post-download blues.
They are real, my friends, because this year's Download Festival was, in my humble opinion, musically speaking, the best Download Festival of all time. Like, I can't pick a single fault on that lineup, and the band's delivered and then some.
Great lineup, great weather, great friends, great hangs.
Great friends.
Just a lovely time all round.
It was wholesome as fuck, and we actually managed to spend some time equally.
Oh, we were there. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh shit, I was there. Yeah.
I can remember you there as well.
To be fair, if you watch the show without us talking here, you wouldn't know that we were together.
Yeah, true.
We did interview a bunch of bands, and but I'm behind the camera.
Which makes me sad. I love it when you're in front of the camera, but then
someone's got to be on the ones and twos on the listening to the audio.
You do get gear fear, don't you? That something's gone wrong, either audio or video.
A lot of times, John, people do wander out of frame, which I had to adjust.
Or wander into frame.
Oh, wander into frame.
Did you keep any of those in the edits?
I think there's one, yeah.
Yeah, where like it was a common theme throughout the weekend. Just we'd be stood there doing a piece like this, and someone would just go straight in front of us.
Just like no fucks given.
Yeah, the spatial awareness of a bull in a china shop.
But speaking
how's that for an animal metaphor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of bull in china shops, we've got some smashing interviews.
I wondered where he was going.
Well,
and
you can
fucking hear that out the park.
You can expect more fun, just like this.
I had a security guard that was like, honestly, I've never seen... That was a weird accent then.
What region are we in? They're either going to love it or we're going to get annihilated in piss.
I don't know. I can't pick on the... Dude, I'm
It frazzles your brain.
Yeah.
Look. Oh, it says wanker on the bottom as well. That's fucking amazing. But what I will say is you did have dinosaur budget today.
I didn't say dinosaur. Did you say dinosaur?
No, that one wasn't... Yeah, what?
Sure.
Hold on a second.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, man. Love you too.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
An acoustic set after Bring the Horizon at Download Festival. I was like, well, is anyone going to want to watch that? But there's loads of people there. It's actually really good.
Wow. You see all that? Looks like a lot of fun. So stay tuned to catch all those interviews.
All of it.
What else did you like about Download, Jonathan?
Oh, right. Let's talk about it. My friends, for the longest time going into this weekend, to Ollie's words, he thought I was overhyping. He thought I was building it up too much.
I didn't say that. I was just saying you're in danger of if it doesn't live up to your expectations.
Overselling.
Yeah, then it's gonna disappoint you.
But
that's why I'm never excited about anything.
Forever the pessimist. Whereas I, my friends, am the yin to Ollie's yang. And the yang that I was providing... Oh, no, I was the yin, wasn't I?
You're the yin.
I'm the yin, you're the yang. And I was yinging all over Bring Me the Horizon, dropping the greatest
Ying
download.
me the horizon.
Ying me the horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It just gets better. I was really going hard on the fact that I genuinely believe this could be the greatest download headline set of all time, failing to realize that there's a higher honor that could have been used to describe it. And that's the one that I decided upon as soon as Can You Feel My Heart finished playing. That was the greatest download festival set that I have ever seen of all time.
I would have to agree.
Of all time.
It was honestly, from start to finish, set list, production, performance, one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the best I've
Ever.
ever seen Bring Me the Horizon, without a shadow of a doubt. And yeah, let's go start to finish breaking this performance down. Firstly, because I did put this
I don't really remember all of it because I feel like there's a point where the booze kicked in.
and you just disassociated hard.
But I do. I was having a lot of fun. I didn't have much voice the next day due to singing.
Yeah, I mean, my pipes are still pretty hoarse, in case you couldn't
There's a
tell.
lot of singing
A lot of singing, but
because they got a lot of hits.
a lot of hits. But let's start with the actual band member performances. I thought every single band member that night gave the show of their life. Like, I haven't heard Ollie sound that good going from singing to screaming ever. His transitions were seamless, backed up by the genius that is Jordan Fish. His harmony combo with Ollie, it sounds like they've been working on that, like the dynamics between their two voices,
Yeah.
because filling the gaps where Ollie was either singing or screaming, you had that extra oomph coming from Jordan.
Well, they've just been on tour relentlessly for the past year, so I imagine they've just honed it in to a fine art. Especially, I mean, they put so much effort into like everything they do. Like I saw an interview the other day with Jordan, and he said when literally like every day on tour, even when they're not performing, they're writing songs.
Doesn't
Or
surprise me.
They're working on the production for the next thing.
I feel like they've gotten addicted to it, and it's the healthiest addiction that's bringing the most benefit to
And
society.
they just bring everything on the road with them, so they've just got the whole studio set
Yep.
up. Well, Jordan said now he just looks pretty much from a laptop.
Yeah. And that doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about instrumentation as well, something that's very close to your heart is guitar playing. And I feel like Lee Malia had one of the shows of his life that day.
Yeah, Lee smashed it. He gets to have a little bit of fun in some songs like Dear Diary.
Yes.
Little fucking woo at the end. Yeah, and he's got a nice new set of Jackson guitars.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think he still uses some Gibsons here and there. I think he's still got his Epiphone, but he's got a new Gibson line that he's started using.
Go. So,
Jackson line, sorry.
so band member wise, show of the life for each band member, but then you deep dive into what those instruments complement and what complements the instruments, and that is production. It can repackage something that you become accustomed to in a different way.
Yeah.
And from the start of this set, it was quite clear that Bring Me the Horizon were flipping the script and setting a new standard of what we should come to expect from festival headliners. The theme that is Eve, that is going to be running out this campaign, the Parasite Eve.
Did you read Ollie's Instagram post?
Yeah, about how he's really creating like a world and a
It's,
storyline
yeah.
and a lore.
Yeah, because it's like the whole from the Reading show, I believe they created that was the start of their sort of story arc, where it's that AI technology that overlooked the crowd. It turns out that was like the version 1 of Eve, and then she's now developed into Eve L.
Eve L, which I think is genius. And the way the set started was with this Eve narration saying, over the last couple of years, I've used Bring Me the Horizon touring the world to study humanity and to figure out what is wrong.
The next stage of evolution.
Yeah,
could be.
what's wrong with humanity is
How to
humans.
stop suffering when she's determined. Yeah,
And
we're the problem.
Yeah, that was genius. And then it cuts to a backstage video of Bring Me the Horizon being like, and it's Ollie just stood there in his northern accent.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Oi,
Download Festival.
this Eve one is a right dickhead. She's out of her fucking mind. Like, Download Festival, we need your help.
Yeah, she's been fucking with Matt's head. He thinks he's fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Live with me if you want to come.
Come with me if you want to live. That's terrible. But yeah, that
It
was,
was so stupid. But it was
Bring
so,
Me's acting aside, fucking incredible. I love anything that sets like a storyline,
Yeah.
or sets a scene. It's
Yeah.
it's a bit of dramatics that a lot of bands don't do these days.
But it all kicked off, and I think this is going to be heavily influenced throughout the album campaign as video games. The way the set started was with Post-Human 2, Select Your Adventure. It was
Yeah.
like new game, continue, and then it let you pick your difficulty, and it went to like
So
extreme.
big Resident Evil influences, and then they had a big part of the set which was very Metal Gear Solid. If you notice that the graphics they had on screen were like, it's pretty much the same as in like Solid in like the first Metal Gear Solid games.
No way.
Yeah, and I think at one point they had like the sound effect from Metal Gear Solid in it.
Holy shit.
But you know, like Shadow Moses.
Yeah,
is- Shadow Moses is like the weapon in one of the first Metal
and
Gear Solids.
isn't that
Shadow Moses?
Isn't that a sample?
I think so, or like a sort of bit similar to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this video game theme is running throughout the set list. This Eve character's popping up in between songs. There was even an end bit with a bit of narration at the end.
Well, and they had the characters on stage as well. Didn't they?
Yeah, so that was the next transition. Is it comes to life on stage because Bring Me have got actors dressed up in different costumes. There was a contortionist at one point going down a staircase on their back. There was something that looked like something out of Stranger Things that had like these demonic arms and this mask on.
And I think that's the meant to be so they've been doing, Eve's been doing experiments trying to create the perfect or the new evolution of mankind, and these are like the failed experiments that come out. All the
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that even more.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, man, is that I think that with what Ollie teed up in that Instagram post that you mentioned, like we are going to get Bring Me the Horizon lore. This is going to be something that if you want to really nerd out on this band with, you can follow this as much as you want to get invested in it.
I can't remember exactly what he said, but it sounds like he's working with someone else, and they want to create some sort of series, either like a graphic novel or animation.
Yeah, he said that on his
Netflix.
Instagram post, didn't he? That he's like, he's basically. Oh no, it was a Bible. He said, "I've come up with a Bible."
Well, do you want to start a cult with me?
Yeah. So let's move on from the production to what I think made this the greatest headline set of all time. The way the production had a relationship with the set list, the way in which they used the production to amplify or set the mood or set the tone for certain parts of certain songs. Did you notice it snowing at the start of Shadow Moses?
Yeah,
like stuff
the
like
great
that.
thing about having those big screen, or it's basically like LED screens as a stage. But the main bit was the church.
Yeah.
The main look was like the next gen church or whatever it is. But yeah, it means because they're LEDs, they can change it to whatever they want.
Yep.
So yeah, for obviously Shadow Moses, they're going for the whole snow theme, like the music video.
And for Amen, the brand new song with Little Uzi Vert and your boy from Glassjaw.
Yeah. Daryl
Palumbo. That had just fire. Everything.
It sounded great. They kicked it off with that, didn't they?
What an opener.
Yeah.
What an opener.
I think it was
you just
like,
want to go bang.
I think because people have had a few days to digest it, so like people were singing along. So I think they debuted it in Budapest.
Yeah.
But it was the day it came out, so people were like, "What the fuck is this?"
But even then, man, it's one of those songs where, like, even if you're watching it live, and the first time you hear it is live, that chorus, so tell all your friends, this is the end of everything. It's just like instantly, that's in your head.
Yeah, one of the biggest choruses,
bro.
I fucking love it. I think when I first heard it, I was like, there's so much going on. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I did. As someone with ADHD, that song made all of the sense in the fucking world.
But then after a few
to
listens,
me.
I'm like, this might be one of my favorite songs.
Dude, genuinely, like, I love the way in which Bring Me Just Go. We're going to seamlessly transition from one sound to another, but we're going to do it so quickly that it feels jarring. But then once you listen to it, it's smooth as fuck.
Also, I believe this is the first time they've mentioned next gen in a song.
Yeah.
So this is like the introduction to that whole sort of production theme.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense with like the whole intro.
Yeah. Like I didn't clock that next gen was in the lyrics until I saw the show, and then it's staring you right in the face.
Yeah.
So opening with a
just thought
song
it was
like
like
Amen, what a fucking shout.
Yeah. And then just banger after banger.
Just banger after banger. And I need to talk about the moment of the set that was the first time that I actually cried during this set. There was 2 occasions that got me in tears. This was the first. I knew that Amy Lee was coming out for Butterflies. I didn't think that she was going to stay on stage and do Nihilist Blues.
Well,
that for some reason that
yeah.
just didn't cross my mind. Even though Courtney's LaPlante's name
I figured
was on the
she'd
set list.
do the same thing that Courtney did.
Dude. And what I loved the fucking most about this was a wrestling angle come to life. I've seen this done on pro wrestling so many times. The debut of a new superstar, mysterious hooded figure comes down to the ring. It's like, oh, who is it? Or the lights go out and the figure's like there, and then they pull the hood off, and it's like
wrestling.
big reveal.
I didn't see that. Honestly.
Amy Lee impression.
Amy Lee does a pedigree on Ollie.
Imagine that. That would have been the headline of the performance. When
Stone
Amy
Cold
Lee,
Stunner.
But dude, when she pulled that hood off and like the pop it got.
Yeah.
Like I'd figured out
I guess
melodically it was going to be that song.
We sort of knew, but I feel like there was probably people in the crowd who were just like, what the fuck's that?
Yeah. And as soon as the hood came off, and then she just kicks into the opening bars of One Day the Only Butterflies
Yeah.
Left Will Be in Your Chest.
The only
March
thing
Towards Your Death.
I kind of wished they'd done a bit more of that song and Ollie sang a bit of it with her.
Yeah.
The duet bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But if you're going to then use that as a mashup into Nihilist Blues,
Yeah.
and to use that as like the almost like intro track into the ravey bit, it was fucking genius. And like it was that transition where in that moment I was like, I have never wanted a live set to have been recorded more in my life than this download set from Bring Me the Horizon. Just so I hope so, man. I really, really hope so, because that, not just the transition, but the pop it got from the crowd, like hearing, like, you know, when Amy's like, you know, I can breathe on my own.
Yeah.
As it goes, oh, and all you get is the da 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 da, and it like, oh, there aren't enough words to describe like the endorphins and the serotonin that came over my body in that moment.
You get rave, don't you?
Oh, bro. Bro. I'm fucking clipping that. Ollie's rave, mate. Anytime we've ever got anything to celebrate on the show again, I'm just going to have a button ready just to replay.
Big up one time. I don't know what that was.
That was like your best David Rodigan impression.
I don't know what that was.
If
I'm sorry.
If you've ever seen,
I'm tired.
If you've ever seen the DJ David Rodigan, like they call him like the grandfather of like dance music, and like he does a load of work with Chase and Status, and like his story is that he like moved to Jamaica at like a really young age and like studied like all the sort of like reggaeton kind of music and how it was combining with dance music. Then met like the Chase and Status guys, and that's exactly what they were doing. But like he like
so basically a white guy with a Jamaican accent.
But yeah, he does have quite a Jamaican accent on him because of how he was raised. And like I saw him at Reading Festival one year. I was with my boy Tommy Conflict, and we were still on the NME stage, and Rodigan was doing a closing set. And I'll never forget this. He was like, because he's literally he's an old man with like a hat on, just walking around stage like that. And he walks to the front of the stage, ducks the music out, and goes, "Who doesn't need drugs to have a good time?" And then there's silence, and he goes, "Wrong crowd," and then puts the music back up.
Nice.
Oh, so yeah, that was a solid David Rodigan impression from you there. One of the goats of the dance music scene. Didn't think we'd get onto a David Rodigan reference while I was talking about Bring Me the Horizon at Download Festival. But my friends, that's the fucking beauty of listening to this stupid show.
Yeah. Well, what else? I mean, that was the sort of lead up into towards the end of the show.
That was the start of the end of the show.
They went off and they came back on.
Also, let's talk about the other feature one time. Quick shout out to Nova Twins coming out for One by One.
Yeah.
And did you hear how Ollie introduced it?
My favourite band in the world.
My favourite band in the world. What a fucking compliment
Is
to
he
give
lying for
to Amy and Georgia.
Well,
And
Bring
it
Me
is
took them out a couple of years now ago, wasn't it?
2021 on the Post-Human Arena tour.
Yeah.
And that was when they brought out Nova Twins for the One by One feature on that run. And they actually brought them out in one of my favourite ways I've ever seen a live artist bring a feature out. Just the way in which
nice.
Bring Me use their sounds to, and they edit their songs in the set list to make them feel bigger.
Just everything they do is just better than anyone else at the moment.
Yeah, and like I put it in my tweet when I was talking about Download Festival and just Bring Me in general, and I said that like they've reset the standard for what the bar should be for a headline band. Like, gone are the days where a bunch of dudes can walk out on stage, because let's face it, most headline bands that are getting booked at festivals, unfortunately, are just a bunch of fucking dudes.
It depends. This is the whole thing, John. Right. Not to get into money, but I feel like some bands these days just will do it for the paycheck.
Yep.
Because if you headline a big festival like that, you get a big old payday.
Yep.
And the less production you have, the more money you get.
Yep.
Because I imagine Bring Me's setup ain't cheap.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie and
people-
Jordan turned around and went, how much are we
Yeah.
getting paid for this one? Cool, let's spend all of that on fucking production.
Because imagine how much effort goes on behind the scenes to set all that up. There were just so many different moving parts, like all the fire around the whole stage.
Yep.
They had 40-foot flames in the air.
Yep.
I heard, little fact,
I love this.
they requested 60-foot flames above the stage, but because it's by an airfield, it meant that they had to let like the
20 feet go for
air traffic control know, and like they have to make sure there's no planes going on or whatever, because it was in like international airspace, I guess.
Yep.
So they had to settle for 40-foot flames, unfortunately.
It's not the size of your flame, it's how you use it.
But still, that ain't cheap.
Definitely not cheap for 40-foot flames. Like, where's your budget for that one? But I mean, like,
Because they like, but I appreciate it's like they're spending that much money to give us a
great show. And like off the back of what I was saying was like, I feel like this is the kind of creativity that you get when you let different bands have a go. And it's like, if this is what a band like Bring Me the Horizon can do, it's like, look at the other bands that they've been connected to in the scenes. The first one for me, and I've said it a bunch of times, I don't know if they'd want to do Download, but Paramore, man, I feel like Hayley could put together such a wonderful stage show set list, less of the storyline thing, more of like a message or like a tone.
The thing about Paramore, I think they're not.
They've moved away from...
I think they don't want to be so much in the rock world as they used to.
Yeah, well, they're supporting Taylor Swift at the moment, so...
Really? Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
My God. I do believe, if I'm not wrong, Paramore.
Paramore
Taylor Swift
and
on
T-Swift are Hayley's old friends.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me.
But fun fact, don't know if you knew this, a band with a female lead singer has never headlined Download Festival.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Does it not?
In this elitist metal world that we live in.
Because I'd have thought looking at the history books, off the back of Fall and Evanescence, surely could have done it.
I don't think they ever got to like headline status, did they?
I think they got sub-headline a couple of times.
Yeah, but that's like the same as like Limp Bizkit. I don't think they've ever headlined.
Yeah. No, Biscuit haven't.
No.
Green Day haven't. Fall Out Boy haven't. Korn haven't.
The thing about headliners in like the past, it's always been the go-tos. It's been like Metallica, Kiss, Iron Maiden, Aerosmith. It's like they'll always be around and available, so those other bands have to settle for the second place.
And especially with like the conversation surrounding like representation at festivals. I remember that year that Reading and Leeds Festival announced their headliners, and I think it was the first year where they decided to do 6, and like they got a lot of shit because people were like, you booked 6 headliners and not a single one of them has a woman's voice on it. Yeah. And that was a conversation that the internet was having at one point in time. And you look at
the thing is, I feel like down the low down the lineup this year for Download was a lot of more female representation.
Amazing amount. Like you look at obviously
even
like Evanescence, Within Temptation, Late Malice, Mimi Barks,
Stand Atlantic, Hot
Nova Hot Milk, Nova Twins.
The list could go on.
The list could genuinely go on and on. Red Hook. This is just the ones that we're banging out off the top of our heads as well, my friends. There are so many more. And I think this is one of the reasons why Download Festival worked so well this year, was because it felt like for the first time in ages, I could walk around the festival and, as bad as it sounds, not have to like watch some crusty old white dudes playing, like going through the motions and playing songs that are really, really dated. It felt so nice to just walk past the stage and just feel youthful energy coming out.
It's just, I mean, I guess those sort of bands, but there's still the bands for those people. There's still the old timers that play, but then there's a lot more young. I think they've opened up to more.
They got the balance so right this year, so right. You still
had your fucking Disturbs. You still had your basically bands for anyone over the age of 30.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong. I'm
40.
not. I'm not slagging off rock music in the slightest when I say like.
And he still had
two crusty old white dudes. But what I'm saying is like, you know, when you look like further down on the lineup and it's like, you know, like a band that have been touring for years that have not really gotten like massive. They've got like a couple of bangers that, you know, they probably draw like 1,000 people on a headline tour. Like, it's those kinds of bands that I feel like this year at Download that they were like, okay, we'll not have you this year. We'll roll the dice on a younger band, like a band like Caskets getting a slot on the Dogtooth stage, like a band like or an artist like Red Hook getting some time to shine.
Oh, and then all these bands had full tents.
Yep,
I heard the Caskets tent was
rammed. Yep, Lake Malice when we went over to watch Lake Malice. How busy was that?
Yeah, like a band only just over a year old.
Yeah.
Big old tent full up, pretty much.
And it was so good to see. So I think the takeaway that I've got off the back of this year's Download Festival is that there are young alternative music fans out there who want to go to festivals if they have bands that cater to their interests.
Yeah.
Because the focus on the youthful side of this year's Download Festival lineup was represented by the youth that turned up to go to the festival this weekend. It's the youngest crowd that I've ever seen at a Download Festival. Yeah. Like the average age had dropped significantly, and I think that's what's been needed for this festival.
Yeah, and also it was kind of like, if you don't care about all the young bands, you still got 2 days of Metallica.
Yeah, exactly.
You still got 4 hours of
4
Metallica.
hours of Metallica, and then like, you know, you're meant to have your 5 Finger Death Punch. They dropped out, but like Skindred, not a bad replacement.
Yeah.
You got your Alter Bridges, you got Mammoth, Eddie's Son. You've still got Disturbed happening across the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like metalheads got a chance to enjoy the new generation
Also,
of shit that they like.
if you're complaining that it wasn't heavy enough, Lorna Shore played.
Oh, literally, that was what I was segueing to.
On the main stage.
I was segueing into Lorna Shore because what I was going to say was like, if you are a fan of like old school heavy music, like fucking Dying Fetus and Children of Bodom and Behemoth, like you've literally got
Behemoth played, is it?
Yeah, exactly. You've got a fucking kid in Will Ramos who's coming through the ranks, making noises that are the heaviest a human being could possibly make with their vocal cords and mouth.
Sound like he's been on a binge on Curry Mile, Manchester. It's coming out of his mouth.
Genuinely. Like Lorna Shore opened the gates of fucking hell during their set. That was I did actually use that term to describe Bring Me Set. You know, when they had all 4 walls of fire coming in, that did actually feel like the literal gates of hell. But I feel like Lorna Shore had some dust coming up from the actual.
Possibly the heaviest band to ever play the main stage, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I can't think of any much heavier bands
than Lorna Shore. Yeah, the Suicide Silence.
Suicide Silence,
maybe
main stage.
Yeah, back in the day when Mitch was still in the band.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to one of the greatest squealers of all time. Like that man's gutturals will live for fucking ever.
Coined YOLO before Drake did.
Yeah, you only live once, so go fucking nuts.
But anyway,
we've gotten so far off topic because this segment was just meant to be about talking about Bring Me the Horizon, and we've already.
Should we get into some interviews now, Jonathan? We spoke to a bunch of great people this past weekend.
We did indeed.
My favorite interviews is coming up now.
Was this one of because I think this was my favorite.
Yeah,
actually, no, these two were my favorite for very different reasons.
All lovely people, very funny. Got Stand Atlantic and Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yes, my friends, joining us on the Jon Mahon Show now at Download Festival 2023. Please show a lot of appreciation for Stand Atlantic! The golf clap. Oh, I do like that.
We do that a lot. If someone...
Yeah, you got the clip.
I actually realised I was doing that before as well.
It's all good. It's a force. Anyway, it's a force of habit. Fresh off the main stage as well. How are we?
Fresh.
Very, very good. Very
good.
Sweaty.
It's super windy up there.
Great.
Don't recommend that. But the crowd was sick. It was awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah, like the
It's
Bon
mad.
Jovi wind show going on.
Yeah, literally. I was like, oh, my jawline is exposed. My neck is everywhere. It's
Get the
crazy.
angles.
Yeah. Like my chin's never looked bigger.
Oh no,
Nah,
don't be silly.
who cares? It's
I'm
fine.
sure you're gonna look like an absolute fucking rock star from up there, like, without a shadow. But that
Maybe.
let's talk about that. I mean, like, what did it feel like this morning, waking up, being like, I'm gonna be on the main stage of Download Festival today?
I don't know. It's been brewing for a little minute, so we've had time to kind of like, you know, saute. What's the word?
Marinate.
Marinate. So I think waking up this morning, we were more so just focused on crap. We've had like 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, I didn't think about it at all this morning. I was
Yeah.
kind of just like more like, oh,
Get me to
why
sleep
is the alarm
again.
going off?
Yeah, pretty
And then we
much.
kinda got
Can
in
I
and
get
they
some
were like,
caffeine?
You're going on in
Yeah.
5 minutes, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
okay.
it was weird. I felt like I didn't have time to even process the set because like we kind of got here, had to set our stuff up, and then just go straight on. I was like, I
Jeez.
haven't even eaten.
Get me some food.
Yeah, but it was sick. It was still sick.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and like, annoying with days like today, I really wanted to go over and check you guys out, but I did get a chance to hear you.
Classic. I really wanted to catch your set,
Yeah,
bro,
no,
but
I genuinely did, but I
Nah,
did
it's
get
fine.
I did get to hear Death Wish from a distance,
Yes.
and like the sound was so fucking great. Even though I was like probably about like a half a mile away, you guys sounded phenomenal.
Oh,
like,
thank
what
you.
was the response like from an early morning set crowd at Download today? Because they like you
Well,
could hear the crowd singing.
this is our first time at Download ever, so
Yeah.
we have no idea what is normal.
But a security
but it seemed
guard
great.
said to me, and I think a security guard said something to you.
Oh,
but a
can I do
security
the
guard-
accent?
Yeah, but no, a security guard said to me, a different security guard said
Okay.
to me, that's one of the most people she's seen at an open
No
set.
way, really?
So,
Let's go.
Frick.
and then I don't know what
I had a
else-
security guard that was like, honestly, I've never seen. That was a weird accent then.
What region are we in?
Never seen an opening band that good at Downloads. Honestly. I was like,
Northern, okay, with
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
my girlfriend's Northern. I
Yeah.
don't know why I suck at
That-
that accent so hard. But
No, like you pulled it back at
tried
the
my
end.
best.
Like it's like you needed like a cut. It's like starting up an old car. it was like jump start and then once you find your rhythm.
Scottish, Irish,
Yeah.
yeah. Northern.
Our guitarist does the thing where like he'll try to do any accent, like any accent.
Any accent.
It could be like do an American accent. It's just Scottish.
It's
Yeah,
always
it's just
Scottish.
Scottish.
It's just Scottish.
Shrek.
Anything.
It's Michael Myers every single time.
Literally.
That's
Literally.
phenomenal. Well, I mean, speaking of your girlfriend, we were just chatting about this before the interview. They're quite literally on the main stage
I
right now.
know.
We can see.
Babe, I'll
Palmer
probably lie to
from
you
here.
later and say I saw you, Seb. I'm really sorry. But I am watching it technically. I love you.
Getting a headbang on, let's fucking go. Well, we were saying
Nice.
beforehand, we need someone to look at the record books of Download Festival, because I don't know if a couple has ever played the main stage of Download on the same day. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
And I'd never thought about it till you said it. And Guinness World Records book.
Yeah.
Can you hit us up, please? Because I don't think that's ever even been thought of as a Guinness World Record to break.
Hell
And now we've
yeah.
done it.
Do I get a plaque as well if you get that?
Sure.
Hell yeah. It's a team effort.
Yeah, we're a throuple now. First throuple on the main stage.
We'll at least get that if the couple.
Yeah,
kind
if
of
the
thing, we'll
couple
be
don't work,
first
we'll get throuple.
Yeah.
Well, to bring together two parts of this conversation,
Yep.
collaboration with Death Wish.
Your nails are fucking cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sorry, I just noticed it.
No,
Sorry,
it's all-
carry on.
It's all good. Thank you so much. So, we were talking about Death Wish briefly, which is a collaboration
Yep.
that you got with Nothing Nowhere.
Yeah.
We're just chatting about Hot Milk.
Yep.
Collaboration. Has there ever been a point in time where you guys have thought about
Yeah.
writing a song?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, is it? Oh,
We've definitely talked about it.
definitely talked about it.
But unfortunately, children, schedules are a thing. And you need a schedule time if you want to collaborate. And we both have two schedules to work towards. And it's very hard. I've got my own mic. Why are you doing that? Why am I
no,
doing
it's
that?
my fault to have it.
Nah, we've definitely talked about it, but I don't know. When the time's right, we'll do it. I
Oh
reckon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely something to look forward to, because I mean, like, in terms of the sound that you've worked towards, I feel like Death Wish is like a really good example of where Stand Atlantic like is like sonically, like in terms of how much your songwriting
Thank you, yeah.
structure has developed over the years, like your ability to smash out these instantly addictive choruses. Like the first time I heard that song, I didn't need a second listen to
That's
have to have
mad.
the chorus in my head.
Thank you.
And like, how has that development process been for you over the years? Like taking like older songs in your catalog and slowly but surely learning and crafting to get to this point where you're writing instant bangers.
Well,
But with Death
The
Wish,
new stuff. Wait, what?
Well, I was gonna say with Death Wish though, it was there was a different feeling. I feel like every song, even if it's like a song that we end up loving, I feel like there's always like a bit of like, oh, that's cool, but like maybe not this, or like one person will be like, I don't vibe it. But Death Wish was like the first song where
Unanimous.
like, and after it was written, everyone was like, yep. This is
Send it out.
Yeah. Send it out. We don't need
No
to change
discussion.
Send it on its way.
Even when we sent it to Nothing Nowhere, it was like he did one take. He sent it back and it was like,
Of course he
it
did.
was like,
Easiest-
let me know, like if you need me to change anything up. We're like, nope, this is perfect.
It's on.
It's good.
Yeah, that was
So-
like the most streamlined song we've ever done in
Ever
every
done.
way possible. It was just like bang, 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 done.
Which worries me
But-
because I haven't had that feeling again.
Yeah, same.
So does that mean like
The new
When
stuff we don't even know what to think of right now,
Yeah,
but we are
damn.
excited about it in
So
a
how would you
nervous
describe
way.
it, this new
Can't
stuff?
describe it.
different?
Can't.
Just people are going to be like, the fuck is this? That's sold out. Maybe. But other people are going to be like, this is sick. And then we'll write a rock song and they'll be like, they're back. So I don't know. We've always been the kind of band that just like, we just want to fuck around. Like we don't want to fit into any box, and we're always going to like try and do some cool shit. At the end of the day, like the song is always going to be like the ruler of the whole thing. So here comes Amy from Red Hook.
Sorry, they just crashed my
That's-
interview, so
yeah,
I'm
that's
paying
all-
back.
It's payback.
That's all good. We are up for getting crashed at any point in time.
Hi, brother.
Hi, bro.
Love the
Yeah,
band
sorry,
man.
what
I
was-
love the band man's going on. It's amazing.
Would you
Yeah.
would you ever collaborate with us?
Collabro.
Say no.
Oh,
I would.
man, I did. I collaborated with you last night.
That's true.
God.
Yeah.
Did you
That was
now?
fun.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
coloured in together.
Oh, let's
yeah, it
go.
was really wholesome.
Let's
All right,
go.
I'll let you get back to it.
Love you, brother. See you later.
Oh, that's amazing.
So-
to be fair, we had someone literally just walk straight across our interview earlier, so that's like a really nice kind of gate crash compared to the one we had just before. That was
Well,
so
we weren't very nice. Great. When we gate crashed the interview before, I think we just grabbed the mic and we're like, check out
Metallica, this new up and coming band, they're sick.
Oh my days, that's amazing. Well, we won't keep you any longer because we really do want you to go and get a chance to watch a bit
You're
of Hot
good,
Milk
brother.
if you get a chance to. So yeah, thank you so much
you.
to my friends. One time, show a lot of love and appreciation for Stan Atlantic.
Look how low my
Golf
bow
clap.
is.
Yeah,
Golf
golf clap.
Very good.
My friends, it is Download Festival 2023 and we are joined by KIER and Lawrence from Fearless Man by Killers! Woo! Boys, how the fuck are we doing?
Fantastic.
We had a good gig, didn't we?
Yeah, it
And,
was-
yeah, it's just I don't know, we're home.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it's a fucking amazing gig. I'm allowed to swear.
absolutely.
Fucking amazing. The best download show we've ever played. Yeah.
Holy shit, best download show of all time.
Yeah.
Forced.
Not, yeah, obviously not the best. Like, I'm sure Metallica and Aerosmith have done a better show.
Debatable.
But, you know,
Depends who you're talking to.
they're, yeah, definitely the best FVK download show we've ever done.
And what made it so special for you guys? Why did it top the previous
I
experiences?
think it's surpassed expectations. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like that. Like we were like just ready for there to be no one there.
Yeah, we're massively self-critical and we all have quite low self-esteem in a way. And we would like in my head, I thought there'd be like maybe a couple of rows of people, like die-hard fans, who we obviously love. But the tent was full and there were like so many people singing the words that it was like a shock. Like just, you know, because when there's moments where it goes quiet and then suddenly you just hear them singing and you're really not expecting it. Like,
It's addictive though, that feeling
oh
and that
man,
sound.
that is like life. That's what you, as an artist, that's the moment you live for. Yeah,
I still remember the first time that ever happened.
yeah.
Really? Go on, tell that story.
Basingstoke.
Yeah.
What was the place called?
It was like a youth centre. I can't remember.
No, it's this weird
It
little
was,
room.
yeah, it was called the I can't remember.
Lounge.
Yeah, the Bang Bar.
That was it.
The Bang Bar, yeah.
In Basingstoke.
And it was like it wasn't a youth club because it was a bar,
Right.
but there was always
Always
kids
kids
there,
there, yeah.
and there wasn't a stage. It was just a flat room,
Yeah.
and it was rammed.
Local PA.
It was rammed.
Those kids, and that was the first time that we played a song and we heard people sing
Just singing
words.
it back.
We were
Yeah,
like, but why not?
yeah.
It makes a difference when it's not family and friends.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
it's a room full of people who've turned up because they
Yeah.
love and appreciate what you're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
Oh my days. Well, I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people when I say it's so fucking good to have you back. Where did conversations first start with
getting the band back together?
I mean, it's a bit of a funny story because there was actually like another band involved.
What, my cat?
Yeah.
Yes, I told this in I just had another chat, and it was basically like, so my joke is my Chem got back together, and I thought, oh, cash in.
That's the joke, but that's
There's
not
no
the
money.
But literally, so I was at a gig with Drew and Shane, and Twitter comes out, oh, you know, my Chem are getting back together, and we're like, oh, that's amazing. Oh, would it be funny if KIER messaged and said, let's get the band back together? Like, as like a weird, like, you know, oh, let's try, you know. And so I think it was a blessing and a curse, wasn't it? Because obviously what KIER, I'm speaking for it, but what I think KIER saw was like, people can come back together and that, you know, you can heal old wounds and you can, I miss my mates, do you know what I mean?
I miss my mates, but it was the impact that My Chemical Romance getting back together had on me.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
and then you think, imagine we
they
can
were
do
such
that.
an important band
Yeah.
to me. And then when they got back together, I don't know, it gave me this kind of hope. Because the world was such a bleak place at that time, wasn't it? And like,
Still is.
They kind of came, it still is, but like, but they got back together and like the impact that had on me made me think we're not on that scale. We mean this much to some people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And obviously that was the straw that broke or like unbroke the camel's
They healed the camel's back.
But like in the sense that like you obviously like you've been hearing these things over years and you're thinking about it yourself, blah, 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 and then that kind of happened. That was a catalyst that kind of made me think. And obviously these guys probably naturally thought, our kid just thinks emo's good again.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
No,
But,
I didn't. I'm like, I
wouldn't have blamed you.
I was all I thought when he texted me is fuck it, like FEK can be back together. Like that's all I cared about. I didn't think about anything else. Like
Where that would lead to or what?
Yeah,
what
all
you
I thought was like, you know, my life's work, it has not been in vain.
Yeah.
Because there was like a very small slither of me holding on to like the fact that FEK could exist. But it was tiny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I thought it was over, and I thought my life's over. Not my life, I have a life, but my creative life felt like it had ended because we put everything into FEK.
100%.
Like it was everything. Like it was so important to us, and we struggled and we endeavoured and we did everything we could to make it work. And when it didn't happen, or not happen, but when it didn't last, that was soul destroying for all of us. So the moment I got the text from KIER, I just felt this like, you know, rush of endorphins. Like, fuck this, you know. I never thought that we'd be back here.
Now we're here.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I never thought that, but you know.
And it's come full circle, and it's honestly my favorite shit because like a lot of people don't really get a deep dive into what being in a band is like the behind the scenes stuff. And you know, we had conversations earlier on today about, you know, the struggles and hardships you face in the music industry, the perception of what Fearless Vampire Killers was to a lot of people, like the associations that came along with it, the way in which you got treated by people just because of expressing who you are and being yourselves and being vulnerable and exposing that side of yourself, and like the way in which people treated you because of that. Firstly, it was fucking disgusting. Some of the shit that you've had saying like fuck a makeup band, like you guys are fucking talented and you're amazing human beings as well. And to have that stripped away from you by the brutalness of this industry is heartbreaking. And I'm so glad you didn't let that be the end. And I'm glad that you've come back on your own terms. It's not been because someone's turned around and said, here's a massive album deal, or here's like some nostalgia to like fucking play on. You guys have gone, no, we miss doing this and we want to come back and do it.
Oh man, that's amazing. I need to get the recording of this, mate.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And like, I think, you go and I've lost my
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said, and I think the music industry has grown up a lot in that space of time where I think with the looking at mental health and stuff like that, and like understanding that people like on the stage are human beings, and the stuff that used to get thrown at us was horrible, but it was part of the culture. But luckily the culture has evolved
100%.
and it's getting better. There's still issues, but like people have become more open to just enjoy and show their enjoyment in certain things, and it's the perfect time for us. And you could see that going out on stage. You could see men and women having fun and
Yeah.
a good time. There was a time that a man would just
That reminds me.
stand there like
You just
that.
reminded me of what my brain.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I always say that we were the worst timed band in history.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, we came out, like, emo had sort of died a death, and we came out doing this weird sort of emo prog metal stuff. All this shit on. And that was the time that all of the bands in the UK were going super conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rock music's dying, but streaming's coming along. Everyone needs to like suddenly like write like very very formulaic songs.
So true.
And you know, a lot of good bands became shit at that time. And then Lesbian Vampire Killers came out. Twilight happened, and vampires also became really uncool.
Yeah.
And
Just at the wrong time.
yeah, and we got so much shit because that was what we were doing.
Yeah.
And
These became a target. People
Yeah.
are like Nickelback. It's like the internet
Yeah.
woke up one day and went, cool, we're going to dunk on
Yeah,
Nickelback for the
exactly.
next 10 years.
Yeah,
And that was
exactly.
people like me who saying they should be a headliner for Saturday next year.
Yeah.
So
Nickelback.
imagine
Everyone would be singing
on
it.
a Saturday night, right? Nickelback at Download. Tell me that isn't the
Yeah,
greatest
yeah.
fucking
That'd be amazing.
copping if you're listening, please,
Yeah,
for the love of
yeah,
fucking God,
yeah.
2024. Yeah, sorry, carry on,
They
bro.
would nail it.
That was it. I always say we were the worst time band. It's just, that's the way things happen, right? Like in the sense that one thing I've learned with talk about this a lot. The kind of 10%. You can work as hard as you want in a creative field, but you'll only get yourself up to that kind of 10% chance of it working out.
Yeah.
The 90% is luck.
Yeah.
And our luck was, we always talk about the FBK luck. We don't really have much, and we were just very poorly timed, just the way we came up. And, you know, I'm not blaming that. Like, we had our own like issues, like that we had to sort out. You know, we've never been the best live band in the world, although I think we're like we're good.
Speak
in our
for
own
yourself,
way.
mate.
No, but like, you know what I mean. Like, listen, like, I think we're great in what we do, but we don't use loads of tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
So we always like had to compete with bands.
Yeah,
kind of
because
doing that.
we've got this weird thing where like we want it to be natural.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's
then
not weird at all.
We'd often go up against most bands use tracks
Yeah.
which are like a laptop, and
Yeah.
they plug in a laptop and they basically play the song, and then they just play over it in a way. And we never did that, and it meant that when we went on stage, it always sounded a bit less
Yeah,
than
but
them.
what I would say about FBK is actually this is the thing: we were either the best live band in the world, or the sort of immediately like the worst. Your dad always said he was like, it's
Yeah.
like flipping a coin with
Yeah.
FBK. Like you'll either get the best show of your life, or you'll get something that's really ramshackle. Either way, you have a great time.
Yeah.
I think today was one of the good ones. And a lot of people have actually said since we were back, been really a lot more consistent. But either way, look, it was.
This
really
is that low
like-
self-esteem
yeah,
coming
that's it,
out.
big
Yeah.
thing. But it was like it was difficult at
Yeah.
the time, and now I think if I was 21 now and we'd only just come out, I think it'd be completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
But everyone feels that way in a way, and I think we're just lucky that we're getting a chance to do it again, and we're getting like to live again, because this so easily could not have happened.
Yeah.
And it does make you literally feel like you're coming back to life, and it's incredible.
100%. And as we were talking at the start of this interview, that addictive feeling of your songs being sung back
Yeah.
by a room full of people at the volume that they're doing it at, like it's an unmatched feeling, and it makes these years and years and years of hardships worth it. And
does.
like genuinely, I know there's a lot of Phyllis Vampire Killer fans who like throughout this reunion process will be coming up to you and saying thank you, and like opening up and being like, you inspired me to be more myself, and you inspired me to realize that I didn't have to worry so much about what other people think or thought about me. And on behalf of all those, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for like remaining who you are the entire time, which is the nicest fucking human beings.
Cheers, mate.
No
Thank
worries,
you.
boys. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us on the show. We can't tell you how
Cheers,
much we
man.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you so much, man.
Cheers,
I fucking
mate.
love you too. I fucking
Cheers,
love you,
man.
boys.
Thank you. Thank
Always,
you.
man.
That interview, John, was just full of love.
Wholesome as fuck, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah.
It was important this weekend for us to talk to KIER, and it was a bonus to get Lawrence as well. But we really wanted to talk to just KIER and the boys and just honestly let them know that they have been missed, and not only have they been missed, they were valued whilst they were
I'm so
here.
glad
as well.
they had a good show.
Same. Have you seen any videos of it? Because I've seen a couple, and oh, bro, like not only is the tent full, but like people are so receptive, and like you can see from the way KIER is moving, that he feels at home again. Like, he just looks so comfortable on stage. And as they said during the interview, like, FEK shows over the years, they were very well aware that they could either be really great or maybe it could be a miss that night. And I think on this return, it's evident that the boys have put a lot of focus into not just how they sound, but also how they perform as well.
And I think a few years off, you get a bit of time to reflect on what you've done in the past and how you can change things going forward.
And how you
and
can
like,
improve on things as well.
And like, life experience, get a bit older. Like Lawrence has got a kid now, so he's probably a bit more, lot less reckless as he used to be.
Kid is a lot more saucy these days.
Very saucy. Well, who else did you see this weekend, John?
So let's go from the top. So on Thursday, I saw half of Isolation and half of Metalingus by Alter Bridge, so that counts as one Alter Bridge song.
I thought they were mentioning band names.
And then I totally sacked Metallica off on the Thursday night. I DJ'd for the first night of their set anyway, so definitely missed that.
I had to go home on Thursday, unfortunately.
Friday.
Annoyingly, I got to hear a lot of bands, but I didn't get to see a lot of bands.
Yeah, that was very much the case for me as well.
In the press tent, I could see good thing about having Metallica players, they had those
the dome screens,
the screens, so I could see who was on the main stage at all times.
And as you saw actually during that Stand Atlantic interview, we got a nice little wholesome moment courtesy of those screens, which we'll definitely be clipping. But the first band that I saw on the Friday was Pendulum.
How was it? I've heard, because I had to go back to my hotel and then come back.
Yeah.
And I was like rushing. I was like trying to get back to the site. And as I got back, I think Pendulum had just finished, which was annoying. But I've spoke to some people and they said it felt weird watching Pendulum in the light, in the daytime.
It was a weird setup, with the tent not being an option for them, because I feel like you lose a lot if you don't get Pendulum's light show alongside the songs. But set list wise as well, I don't know if something went wrong or whether this was planned, but they played Halo featuring Matt Tuck, the new song, at the start of the set without Matt Tuck. Then they played a couple of songs. Then they played it again and Matt Tuck came out. But then Sam Carter during Architect's set made a dig at Pendulum.
They ran over.
For running over.
Love Sam. And I'm not going to slag him off, but he was like, you'd think being a Pendulum, they'd be good at telling the time. And he did like a clock symbol. Well, he did like that. And I was like, pendulums don't really... It's not how pendulums work, is it?
Yeah, they're more of a momentum.
I guess it's
thing,
like it's no one goes, oh, check the pendulum for the time. But I get Sam was annoyed, but could have thought of a better pun than that.
Yeah,
better comeback.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, like the crowd that day did go ooh as he dropped.
Yeah, I did as well, but then I was like, wait a minute, what was that?
Let me break this down for a second. So Pendulum obviously annoyed Architects, but like I feel like I don't know what that thing was about Matt Tuck, whether that was planned.
That's weird. They play it twice.
Yeah, because the first time they did it, it had the lyrics on overlay on the screen, and then the second time they did it, it had Matt on the screen, and I don't think the lyrics were overlaid. I can't remember exactly, but I don't know if Matt got caught in fucking traffic or something trying to get on site, and they were like, fuck, we're gonna have to play it twice and just do it when he gets here, because maybe there was like a specific mix where Halo came out the back or something where they just couldn't take it out of that bit, but then they could drop it in again later on in the set. But then it also made me think, I was like, well, they definitely would have had to sacrifice a song if that was the case. They did,
surely they could.
Which I think was Tarantula, because they didn't play Tarantula. And I'd have thought a festival like Download, where they'll probably be very much aware that one of the most well-known songs for that demographic is Tarantula.
Yeah. And like a festival setting, you need to play your big ones.
Yeah.
You need to play your big guns.
And they did play Self versus Self, the one with In Flames.
Yeah.
I popped hard for that without Pendulum actually saying this is the song that we have with In Flames, or having some sort of physical reference to In Flames.
Yeah. People were just...
The average drunk fan might not have picked up on the fact, it's like, oh shit, this is the song with In Flames.
Because it's like, Pendulum are a great live band, a great festival band, but not necessarily a classic Download band, so I feel like they'd probably need to explain more to the audience, or like at least get the audience more involved.
There wasn't
than
much
they would at
talking
their
in
own
between
shows.
songs. There wasn't much chat. They did rattle through a couple of bangers though. Granite, I think they opened with. They played The Island. They played Blood Sugar.
Do you know what I did? I did see Neck Deep before Pendulum. So I was there. I did see some bands.
How were Neck Deep?
That main stage was Neck Deep, Pendulum, Architects, Bring Me, which is a great.
It's a fucking great
lineup.
4-band bill.
Yeah. Oh, Neck Deep were good. I think the sound on the stage, but it's like depends where you stand. I think.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if there's a lot of wind, sound, and like you're standing near a certain set of speakers, it doesn't sound as great as if you're in the middle. So I never judge it by like where I only judge stuff if I'm like right by the sound desk.
Yeah.
But the sound wasn't the greatest, but they got the energy, got the songs.
I do feel like
Big
Neck
crowd as
Deep
well.
are a real good middle of the day festival band. They did that when we were young festival. Neck Deep were on at sort of like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know, like when you got tunes like Can't Kick Up the Roots and December and Serpents and In Bloom.
Good for
like I expect like they ended on In Bloom as well, and like that has just got fucking sunshine written all over it.
They played December, which has apparently just gone gold in America.
Let's go, boys.
Gold. Which
Hopefully-
is a lot more in America.
Hell yeah.
Apparently over here, gold is less than gold in America. You have to sell less here to get a gold record, yeah.
Is it because the UK's smaller?
Yeah, probably.
Scale it down.
But I think like it's gold you have to sell a fuckload in America to get it.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number. And I'm not going to look it up, so look it up yourself.
Look it up yourself. Drop us in the comments. We'll use that information in future episodes.
So what have we got coming up next, John?
So there's 2 artists who played this weekend who, in all honesty, their sonical output could not be further apart if you actually look at them.
Yeah, but we're going to put their interviews back
to back.
now.
So the first one is a bunch of Welsh lads who cover all sorts of songs from Disney to movie soundtracks to something involving the Mighty Morphin
But they
Power
are very
Rangers.
popular. They've got a big online following.
Huge.
And they're smashing it. They're playing all around the world. They've got American tours.
Yep.
They've got UK,
Europe.
Europe, playing loads of festivals.
And then there's an artist who takes influences from your Little Peeps, your Juice WRLDs, whilst adding on top of it some of those gnarly riffs and screams that we know so much in
Trap
this scene.
metal vibe.
Hell yes.
Mimi Barks.
Mimi Barks. So, my friends, your next 2 interviews, we've got Punk Rock Factory's Peach, and then second, we've got Mimi Barks.
My friends, we are back at Download Festival 2023, and joining us right now on the Jon Mahon Show, the mighty morphing Power Ranger himself, Peach from Punk Rock Factory!
What's happening, man? You good?
I'm good, bro. How the fuck are you doing?
Cloud9, bro.
Yeah.
Loving life.
Yeah,
Loving
like,
it. Happy to be here.
Let's talk about yesterday, man. Speak us through where the concept of that entrance came from, the execution, and who signs off on Power Ranger budget.
So, obviously we did the Power Ranger theme tune about 2 years ago. It's a staple in our set. It always goes down a storm. And as soon as we got offered the slot at Download, we thought, right, we got to step this up. We got to do something. We got to do something ridiculous because we are a ridiculous band. And it was we were on tour back in March, and it was just an idea. It was a stupid idea that got thrown into the mix in the middle of a conversation. What if we could get like Pokemon or the Power Rangers on stage with us or something? And we're like, that'd be stupid. And good friends of ours, the Blackout, back in I think it was 2015, they had Stormtroopers on stage with them. Sick. So we were like, that's such a good idea. Maybe we could do that. And we ended up finding the UK's best Power Rangers cosplay team. And we went on their Instagram and they followed us already.
No way.
We're like, no fucking way, this is amazing. So we messaged them and they were like, oh my God, this is the best idea ever. We've got to do this. And we're like, right, perfect, let's go. Doesn't matter what it costs, we are doing this.
Yes.
And then we had this whole kind of, pure PRF style, conversations just snowball into stupid ideas. And we were like, what if they come out? What if they got cloaks on? What if nobody knows who they are? So all of a sudden it's snowball. We're like, right, so they're going to come out, they're going to stand at the front of the stage, and they're going to have cloaks on. Nobody's going to know who they are. And we're going to come out and we're going to start playing Power Rangers. They'll throw the cloaks off. And all of a sudden, we got the Power Rangers. It was just ridiculous. Like,
God, bro.
yeah, so it just snowballed from there. And it worked so well. The photos are sick, man. Like, you see the photos of the Power Rangers on the front of the stage. Like,
Just like with the fucking
ridiculous.
psych in the pose.
Bro, we coming onto stage with those there. Honestly, all of us were just looking at each other like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is so good. And then, you know, the idea that we had then for them to follow us around the festival as our entourage, like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want a photo with the Power Rangers? Like,
The punk rock posse.
so good. So good.
Like, are you pro wrestling fans?
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of wrestling.
Because like everything about that was pro wrestling. Like it's that whole debut of a new wrestler mysteriously walking out. The crowd's like, "What's going on? Who is it?" It's like, bang! It's a fucking Power Ranger.
Do you know, it's funny you say that. We do have a lot of fans who are big wrestling fans. Like, we get a lot of requests for like,
wrestling tunes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do get a lot of that. Yeah.
That would be genius. Like there's a good couple that I could see you busting out.
So
like
never say never on that one. Like, I mean, we had Mark, his band Junior, Mark Andrews. Yeah. So they supported us on a couple of shows on tour back in March. So that was pretty cool to have them.
Of the show, Mark Andrews.
Class. Yeah. So that was cool.
Dude, that's amazing. Because I mean, like Hulk Hogan, I know he's not a real great name to throw around in 2023, but Real American as an entrance music, like, I am a real American. Like a punk rock factory cover of that would go down a fucking tree. Oh my God.
It'd be so good, man. We're game. Like, suggestions like that, like, people, like you said, the wrestling, the musicals thing was a big one that was also thrown about, which is where we ended up doing the musicals album just recently. So yeah, we always take suggestions on board. Like,
hell yeah. I mean, like, with an idea like punk rock factories are like, the fact that you said like the roots of this project are based in ridiculousness and stupidity, I fucking love that, because like there are so many people who think that music has to be this super duper serious art form where it's like we're not allowed to smile, we're not allowed to have fun, like we've got to keep our true self hidden, we've got to keep the character, and you boys are like, no, we're a bunch of lads from Wales who really enjoy fucking about, and let's put that energy out into the world. And I mean, like, in terms of some of the biggest, like, most highlighty kind of shows you've had since doing this project, what are those standout moments where, like, you boys are looking at each other on stage and be like, this is a fucking good decision?
Bro, do you know, the first show we ever played as Punk Rock Factory, obviously we did a lot of stuff online. The first live show we ever did was in front of 8,000 people at Bloodstock.
Oh my
First live show we ever did. And, like, that was a turning point for us. Like, we ended up playing Bloodstock, and we were like, oh my God, heavy metal festival. We're playing punk covers of like Disney and TV stuff. Like, how is this going to go down? They're either going to love it or we're going to get annihilated and piss. Like, we're going to get bottled. Like, we're like, oh God. And to stand there and play these songs, and you've got like 8,000 people, you've got massive guys in like denim jackets and beards singing like Turtles back at you, and things from fucking Frozen and stuff. Like, you're like, this is ridiculous. And everyone just loved it. Yeah. And it was at that point, we were like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like, and to... It's all right, don't worry, it's cool.
The beauty of festivals, my friends, it's all good, don't worry about it. See, that's the chaos of doing press at festivals. It's beautiful. We're giving you the whole package here.
Yeah, so like, I think what PIF has become is like, the four of us, we are just dickheads. Like, we love to piss about and mess about, but we take the business side of it all very seriously, because it's what we do. It's what we do.
But you're also fucking talented as well. Like, I saw you guys at Face Down when you were the band of the evening that night in the main room, and like we were chatting just before this interview started, and I said that like bands go down well at Face Down, but like there's a difference between a band going down well and like the kind of reception you guys got, and it was ferocious. It was just every single person who was at Face Down that evening was in that fucking room in front of you, and it's like that energy radiates out of stage, but it also is only capable by being fucking good at what you do as well. You got to be able to back it up with being able to do it, because like, you know, anyone can smash out like a half-assed cover of a fucking song, but the way you guys are reworking these tunes,
and that's the difference. That's the difference. I mean, you got cover bands, and then you got us. Yeah. Like, yes, we're doing other people's songs, but we're rewriting them. Yeah. Like, it's a song that everyone knows, but in a way that they've never heard before. Yeah. That's the way, and that's what we are. Yeah. Like, we do, amongst certain people and maybe some other bands, they look at us and like, it's just a covers band. How are they doing what they're doing? They're a covers band. And that's where, I don't know if you see, we got some merch which says Punk Rock Factory, just a cover band. Because it's a little backhander from a certain band that don't like us.
Oh, really? That is beautiful.
Not going to mention any names.
That's such a Welsh way to deal with things as well. Let's put it on a t-shirt, boy.
Perfect. Just a cover band. And that's where that t-shirt came from. But like, we like to think that we're a lot more than that.
You absolutely are.
Yeah.
You 1,000% are. Like, as a DJ, I've been a DJ for the last 10 years. Okay. Over the last 8, my style has been very much taking rock music and putting dance music underneath it, like making mashups, taking acapellas and putting them over top of massive recognizable dance tracks, reworking it. And it's like, yeah, like I'm taking 2 different creations from other people, but I'm reworking it and making it a totally different product. And it's like that process doesn't require anywhere near the amount of talent it does for you boys, because you've then got to combine it into a band format where you've got to be tight as shit live. And it's like, you've got that, but then you've also got the crowd interaction that you do as well. And like, what I love is like, you make it feel like a no barrier show wherever you are. It's
100%.
like a house party.
100%. That's what we love. Like you're saying about, we're fun and we make everything fun. We will never want to be that band who haven't got time to speak to anyone, or we hide away. Like, we're more than happy to go and walk through the middle of the festival and meet every person on the way, because we fucking love that shit, man. Like, we're so humble with this. We don't take any of this for granted. And like, this could stop at any time for us. So we're going to make the most of every single minute of it. So, that's what we love. Like, we want to be involved. We want to speak to people. We want to be in the crowd. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're all about. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, bro. Well, before we let you get out of here, because I know you've got a lot of shit to do today before going off to the Czech Republic tomorrow.
Yeah.
I doubt that will be a small show as well. That's probably going to be like another couple of thousand people.
Apparently the capacity on our tent is about 12k tomorrow. So
oh my God. Well, we've been doing a feature with bands, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
Right, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And they're just quick fire questions. So it's favorite one that comes off your top of your head, like first word kind of answer. So Ollie's got 69 seconds ready to go.
Okay.
Are you ready on this speech?
Let's go.
Right, let's close this bad boy out. 3, 2, 1, go. Favorite band of all time?
Nirvana.
Big chorus or a gnarly breakdown?
Chorus.
Song you love playing live the most right now?
Running Up That Hill.
The most fun band you've toured with?
Pass, because we always headline.
What an answer! A song you inexplicably hate?
Oh God. I can't think of one. Next.
Favorite song to end a set on?
How Far I'll Go, every time.
Best show of your life?
Download, yesterday. Sick.
Worst show of your life?
Oh, probably something when I was 13 and I didn't know what I was doing.
Beers or cocktails?
Cocktails.
Favorite song of all time?
Oh God. Desiree, Life.
Band or artist that you'd love to cover?
Oh, I'd love to cover. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh God, that's such a difficult one. I mean, my favorite band of all time is probably Blink-182. So if I could do anything with that, that'd be class.
Blink-182 tune. And what is the greatest cover that you've written to date?
Oh wow. Bruno.
Fucking yes, PJ. You are the first person since we've been doing this feature, I do believe, to go through all the questions in the allotted time. So fucking congratulations, my friend. My friends, one time make some noise for PJ Punk Rock Factory! Yes, my friends, and welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show's coverage of Download Festival 2023. And joining us right now is Mimi Bart!
Let's go!
How are you, my friend?
Good, man. I'm just off stage.
Let's go.
Opened that shit up on the Dock 2 stage. Yeah, it was sick.
I can imagine you opened it up literally and metaphorically as well with those circle pits. Like, was the pit action strong this early in the day?
Like, actually, the security guy showed me the right cards.
You get cards?
Yeah.
What do the cards mean? Really?
Yeah.
For too much in the pit?
It's us in the pit, that's the problem.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that before, like a booking system. What? Just causing havoc left, right and center. Well, how did you find, like, I was obviously playing that early in the day at Download Festival, like there's a lot of people who've been like, stuck in traffic, there's a lot of like sort of tension in people. Was the energy there like immediately when you went out from people? Were they like relieved to see you on stage?
Man. There were like over 1,000 people there.
It's fucking
cool. You know, and like song 2 we had the mosh pit going, so.
That's awesome, like just straight
That's
in
just
there.
what the music brings with it.
Hell yeah. And let's talk about your music, because like with your sound, I'm so intrigued to find out who your influences are. Because I mean, like listening to your songs myself, I'm a big fan of like, you know, artists like Little Peep and Juice WRLD, and like I feel like there's parts of that culture in there, but then also you bring the heaviness and the riffs as well. So like, is that kind of where you draw your influences from?
Yeah, you see, I'm an ultravert.
Okay.
I do love the larger than life aesthetic of hip hop music.
Yes.
But then that was never aggressive enough for the anger I carried inside myself, if that makes sense. So I was like, okay, fuck it, let's just scream on top of it.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to, you know, The Prodigy.
Sick.
Slipknot.
Sick.
Bullet for My Valentine.
What a fucking band.
And yeah, I mean, especially The Prodigy, they were early days already mixing up styles.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, it just made sense. But again, I love Lil Peep, I love Travis Scott. You know?
Oh, what an artist as well. I mean, in terms of Little Peep.
Production is just sick. It gives you a different feeling. Where do you want to have like the perfect balance between the vibe and the aggression, and that is hip hop and metal, trap metal.
100%. I mean, like noting a name like Little Pete, then when you're talking about that aggression, like that kid had so much anger within inside of him. But as you said, when you listen to some of the beats, like you kind of have to see it live to get that heaviness with it. Whereas like with your music, the heaviness slaps you around the fucking face. Like it's not in disguise. And I mean, was that something intentional from the get-go? You wanted to have that juxtaposition of like, you know, the trap style flows, but then that heaviness is something that gives it that extra kick.
Yeah, for sure. Like especially the live shows, they're more metal related because we do add, you know, the drums.
Yeah.
Usually everything is programmed.
Yeah.
It's proper beats.
Yeah.
And then you know, you spice it up with like guitar lick.
Yeah.
But like
some shreds.
Guitar lick loop, but live, you know, I have my DJ with me. I got the drums, so
sick.
Give the double kick.
Yeah.
You know, and that just adds.
It's a bit more power to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like,
so it's a full-on metal show. Like, there's no hip hop.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I saw Kenny Hoopla perform at Reading Festival. I don't know if you had a chance to see Kenny Hoopla yet, but like, he's someone who takes quite a lot of influence from the trap and rap side, and he has that DJ drummer setup on stage, and it works so well. Like the track's got the DJ's got like guitars, bass, and like a couple of backing vocals on it, and then you got the live drummer ripping the beat as well.
You just need to find the perfect balance because you don't want it to sound too acoustic.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So we trigger the original sounds from the beats.
Sick.
Onto the kick drum.
Sick. That's such a cool setup. Yeah, we fucking do.
By the way, Jamie.
Let's go. It sounds like such a well-rehearsed product that you've got together where everything is running like so tightly. And let's talk about the aesthetic as well, because I feel like the aesthetic very much matches the tone. Like this is probably gonna be the best dressed person that we have turning up for an interview this weekend. I mean, can we take a second to appreciate the fit? I mean, let's talk about it. Like where are these items from? Because this jacket, this Predator jacket, I mean, if you could turn around and just show us the back of this, like look at that. Look at that. Phenomenal.
Did you get the wanker?
Look. Oh, it says wanker on the bottom as well. That's fucking amazing.
So yeah, my mate did this from Hackney Wick, Young.
Yeah.
So it's J.A.N.G. And another mate of mine made these two
sick
pieces. This is made on the back as well.
Holy fucking shit. So gangster.
It's Leon Zombie Child. Check him out. Trash Life is his brand. And do you know the Great Frog?
Great Frog
they
rings.
Sorted me out before.
Oh, look at that spine ring. Holy fuck it. I love the dragon one as well.
Yeah.
They are fucking dope.
They're the best. Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. And did you do the makeup yourself as well?
Yeah.
That's self-done. Holy shit, it looks like it's been done by a professional, like a professional MUA. That's awesome. Like the red contacts as well. So I mean, in terms of the Mimi Box project coming up, what else have you got like moving forward over the next couple of weeks into the end of the year?
I got a few festivals lined up. This
Sick.
one we need to start. The next show is going to be in Belgium, Grass Pop Festival.
Sick, big
so
festival.
That's going to be next weekend.
Hell yeah.
And then we have 2000 Full Force Festival.
Full
in Germany.
Force.
That's it. That's going to be a good one.
We're about to say 2,000 Trees as well.
2,000 Trees.
2,000 Trees, right. I am 100% seeing you live at 2,000 Trees. You have my word. Like, we'll make sure we're not chained to the press area on 2,000 Trees Day, because like, genuinely, like, given the sound and given the energy that you've described earlier today, like, it sounds like I'm gonna get on with the set like a house on fire. So I'm very excited about it. But in terms of music, like, where are we at with like music moving forward? Like, have you got any plans like down the line? Because I know collaborations are a big thing in the world of music at the moment. Is there anyone you've been teaming up with or talking to?
Do you know what? I want Ginger on my record. So Ginger, if you hear this,
yeah, Ginger, literally,
you're on. The whole new album ready. I just need the feature. Let's go.
There we fucking, let's put it out into the universe right now. We will clip this and send it out. Ginger, if you're watching, Mimi would absolutely love to have some of these main stage download screams on the next record. Hell yeah, Mimi, thank you ever so much for your time today. And like, we can. Oh, thank you so much. And we. Oh no, I've not got the dexterity to do that. I have to go to a salon to get them done. But yeah.
Love it, mate.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for your time. My friends, make some noise for Mimi Box! Yeah!
That was Mimi Box and Punk Rock Factory. Very nice people.
Lovely human beings. And especially with 2,000 Trees on the horizon, like, I'm making a point of going to see Mimi Box.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know just how ferocious one of those shows is.
You want to get in that pit.
Oh, my days. I'll be drop kicking people left, right, and center. Right, my friends, we're going to move on to a very, very interesting subject right now. And this is one where whenever you're watching this video, as long as it's before download 2024, you can participate in this right now.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really thought about it, so I'm going to just have to come up with some on the spot, baby.
Sweet. Well, I'll go first.
I have got a few in mind.
I'll chuck some inspo your way. But my friends, whilst we are rattling through this, have a think yourself as to who you reckon is going to headline Download Festival 2024. And let us know in the comments below. Genuinely curious to find out your predictions for headliners next year. We're going to move in the 4-day format again. I really hope this sticks around. And I think the more people who compliment this thing will make Download realize that this was actually a really fucking successful idea.
Yeah, but I think they only just did it because it was the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So I think they'll go back to 3 next year.
Which sucks, but I'm going to predict it if they're doing
so we
4.
pick 3 headliners each.
Yeah, we can do 3, but I've already got a Thursday one.
You got a Thursday?
I've already got a Thursday one. So in keeping with how Metallica were like a bit of a classic name to draw people in on that Thursday night, and they booked it in the sense that Metallica were the only band on at the time, so it was like no other clashes. Book it in the same way. They haven't got long left to do it, and this is probably the only time and the only way they could get to do it. Motley Crue.
Ooh,
like there aren't many Motley Crue shows left in that tank.
Have they ever headlined?
Never before.
See that I feel like they're one of those that are like they've always been like second, always the bridesmaid,
never the groom,
never the groom or the bride.
I don't know. Is that how the saying goes?
Yeah. That makes more sense. Always the bridesmaid, never the man. For some reason. Yeah, that would be a good shout. Although, can fucking Vince Neil sing live anymore?
No, absolutely not. Which is why you haven't got long left to book something like that. Yeah,
I've seen that video. Someone's put subtitles on it.
It's like,
yeah. Vince Neil's. Also, no, don't check out Vince Neil's likes on Twitter.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, he's a man that doesn't know how the internet works.
Okay, so your Thursday night.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
And then on the Friday, it's in keeping with the theme of having a new band, and I think the new band has got to go on the Friday.
Yeah.
The new headliner, especially if you're picking the younger band, that's got to be Friday.
I don't know who that would be though.
I got 2 potentials.
Depending
on if there's a new album out between now and then, My Chemical Romance.
They're not a new band because My Chemical in my list.
No, as in like when I say like a new band, like in this instance,
post 2000.
Yeah, like
they
have headlined,
came out post 2000.
They have headlined it before, but like when I say new in this sense, like it's targeting the younger demographic.
If you think about it, 3 Cheers came out 2003. So like Bring Me only came out shortly after them.
Yeah,
Bring Me's first album. Well, they came out about 2005.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not. I mean, Bring Me On that far behind.
Yeah.
In terms of age.
So
it makes sense. Yeah.
That band that targets the younger demographic.
I concur. That would be my Friday pick.
Or Fall Out Boy. Because Fall Out Boy have never headlined Download before. So much for Stardust. Fucks as an album. Like, it is so goddamn good. But then you look at the other discography that they got to choose from.
The thing is, I saw Fall Out Boy at Download.
Main support.
Yeah.
Main
I
support.
don't know. So for me, I don't think they're download worthy.
Do you not?
No.
Really?
I feel like you need to have some bit of heaviness about you to headline download. I think MyCam can get away with. Well, they've done it before, haven't they?
MyCam have, yeah.
Yeah.
Black Parade album.
So they can do that. They've done it before, but I just don't think Fall Out Boy have. I think 100% they could do Reading and Leeds.
I don't think.
Like
well, yeah, I don't know
Slam
if they're a Reading and Leeds. They're probably the most Reading and Leeds band left. If Reading and Leeds are going in the direction they are.
Well, they did,
but they've never headlined download before Fall Out Boy, so they do
No.
have that going for them if they wanted to do a first timer again.
But I feel like if Download announced Fall Out Boy, the hate in the comments, the fire
They'll be
of all the
kicked back.
elitists will be
throwing
their leather jackets at the screen, ripping
and
off
take my wallet chain whilst you're at it.
ripping off their Download patches from the denim jackets.
Yeah.
I'm going to Hellfest only.
Yeah, I could see that happening. They'll
But I
probably
think
quite a
MyCam
backlash.
definitely.
Yeah, MyCam could be a decent shout. Saturday night, I've been banging this drum for fucking ages, my friends. I'm not going to shut up about it. Nickelback.
I would like to see Nickelback.
Saturday night at Download Festival. Are you telling me that?
I guess they are still massive over here, aren't
Bro.
they? They're still massive in the States and Canada.
Everyone knows more Nickelback songs than they give themselves
Well,
credit
do you
for.
want to know the first ever arena show I went to?
Was it Nickelback by any chance?
2002, MEN Arena, Nickelback, off the back of
Silver Bullet.
the one that's got "This Is How You Remind Me." That album is a banger. I listened to that not long ago.
Dude,
I know all the words for all the songs.
Exactly, and this is my point: is everyone knows the words to more Nickelback songs.
It's too late.
Yep, like Too Bad, This Afternoon, Hero,
Yeah.
Animal.
And they say that a hero
Yep.
save us.
It's a great Amy Lee impression,
I'm not going. Yeah. Yeah. Fair play.
bro. Photograph.
I don't think it's going to
Rockstar.
happen, but fair play. Yeah. It's a good shout.
Like out of a 20-song Nickelback set list, I guarantee the average person knows at least.
The thing
half.
is,
At least.
I think MyCam is quite a big possibility. Do you want to remember my Saturday pick?
Go on.
Which I reckon, if it's not Saturday, it'll be one of the days. It's going to be Avenged.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I hate the fact
Because
that
they released a new album and they still are one of the biggest bands in the world.
Oh, have you listened to that new Avenged album though?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I've never been a big Avenged fan anyway. But the one thing I will say about it is fair play for being one of the biggest bands in the world and dropping a weird as fuck album. Just dropping like something that no one ever asked for.
That's the problem.
But
no one ever asked for this.
What I've heard, some of it's like kind of cool. There's one that sounds like a bit like Sinatra. I'm like, it's kind of vibe. It's a vibe. But it's not. I guess it's not a vibe that most Avenged fans want to hear on an Avenged album.
It's like the fuck's Unholy Confessions and Backcountry gone. Like even Nightmares, man.
You sound like one of those.
I'm a gatekeeper as far as Avenged is concerned. Like,
Bring back Unholy
to be
Confessions.
fair, I can't actually gatekeep Avenged at all. I've never been a fan of Avenged, if I'm being brutally honest. Never really liked them.
Do you know what? And Waking the Fallen was kind of responsible for getting me into screamy music. Because my mate gave it to me in school, and it was like the first time I'd heard like proper screaming on a record, and I was like, I don't know if I like it.
Was it because it was M.
And then I listened to it for a bit, and I was like, oh, I can get on board with some screaming. And then that opened the door to other screaming bands.
other ventures. Damn. Right, so we've got a Friday, a Saturday. Who have you got on Sunday?
All right, MyCam, Avenged. Ooh.
Shall I give you mine?
I might be Rage.
I've got one that I think is a perfect festival closer.
Yeah.
It's also another first timer for Download.
Well, I'm thinking it could be Rage because
That's not a bad shout.
They've meant to be headlining one of the UK festivals for the past 3 years, but I haven't done it yet. So, but I don't know. I feel like it should be someone else. It should be some
Rage is a good. I feel like Rage are going to do something like British Summertime.
Yeah.
Though. Do you not think that they'll be like?
I just can't think
the rock band.
Do you know what I would say for the young band this year, if they hadn't played this year, Parkway Drive, but maybe Parkway Drive would be next or 2025. I reckon
2025. I think they need one more album. Parkway Drive.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they just need one more.
Yeah,
one more big. This is a statement piece kind of record. But a lot of people were saying over the weekend that them and Architects proved potential headliners.
Yeah, although Architects did play before Bring Me, so it was kind of like the difference in production was massive.
Stark. But here's one for you, a band that have never headlined Download Festival before that I think would fucking destroy on a Sunday, because this band on a Sunday at a festival, I've seen them close out Reading Festival before, and on a day where everyone is depleted of energy, this band managed to find gas in the tank that people didn't realise they still had. Gimme Foo Fighters for the first time ever at Download Festival on the Sunday.
You know what? That ain't a bad shout.
Right?
Yeah.
If there's one band that can turn around and go, we've never played this festival before, but we are some of the greatest rock stars of all time.
Yeah.
It's fucking Foo Fighters.
Imagine the guests they got on, the features.
Did you hear the rumor that fucking Brian Johnson was meant to be coming out for Slipknot set on Sunday?
No. What? Who's
like
to do what?
It was like a rumor that was circulating, like the security team, like 3 security guards came up and like, Brian, the geezer from AC/DC's coming out during Slipknot set tonight, and I was like, I don't think he is, personally.
I can't do it. Oh dear, that was. Get that.
Oh, was that your Brian Johnson impression?
I'm just trying to do like Slipknot in the style of AC/DC.
I push my fingers into my.
Yeah, that's good.
It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. And it fades around the things I have to take. Jesus and never.
Just Mick Thompson just rolling around on the floor.
Wearing shorts. If anyone knows how to Photoshop, please can you Photoshop Mick Thompson looking like Malcolm? Is it Malcolm? Angus Young from AC/DC. Please send it to us at the Jon Mahon Show on either Instagram or Twitter.
See, that's my pick for next year. Slipknot fronted by Brian Johnson.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
But all Slipknot songs in the style of AC/DC.
Yeah, it's the new HAVANA.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I'd seen them.
Really?
I'd never even heard them. And
they played the Download pilot.
Yeah. What's bad about? Why wouldn't you want to hear Nirvana songs in the style of Elvis?
Doesn't sound as good as you think it. All right, think about Nirvana songs, right? How many Nirvana songs do you truly know?
All of Nevermind.
Okay.
Some of Bleach.
You're probably more familiar with them than I am, because I've literally got like Teen Spirit, Come As You Are, Heart Shaped Box.
Yeah, I guess doing a full set in Elvis wouldn't probably. Yeah. You just want to hear the big ones, don't you?
Yeah.
So what are your picks for Foo Fighters then?
On the Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Foo.
So I'm going My Cam, Avenged, Rage Against the Machine. And you're going...
If there's a Thursday, Motley Crue. Friday, My Chem or Fall Out Boy. Saturday, Let a Boy Dream, Nickelback. And then Sunday, Foo Fighters.
I'm going to throw in Sleep Token for Thursday.
Sleep Token Thursday's not a bad shout. That's me thinking with my heart. If I'm thinking with my head, Green Day Friday, Avenged Saturday, System of a Down Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because I really want my heart to be the correct answer.
Yeah. Well, going from headliners to new hot up-and-coming bands, this past weekend we caught up with friends of the show, Lake Malice, or Alice, Alice and Blake.
Then, a couple of veterans.
James and Matty from Def Havana.
Yep.
Great guys.
The boys.
Lovely people. More sarcastic than me. More David Brent than me. I love it.
It goes a long way as well.
And then we've got Ricky from Motionless in White. Very
Yeah, we
nice
do.
man.
Talking all about guitars.
Was he talking about guitars?
We did talk a little bit about guitars.
Yeah. So you and him just riffing.
There we go. And on that note, my friends, here's 3 mighty fine interviews from Download Festival 2023.
Sorry.
Started the interview with me. I go, twat.
I hope Ollie was recording, so he's just got to go, twat. Oh, my friends, laughs are the best way to start the interview with this band. They are friends of the Jon Mahon show. They absolutely fucking smashed it earlier on the Avalanche stage. Please welcome back Elite and Blake from Lake Malice!
Oh, hey mate, how you doing?
I can't match that level of energy. I'm too flat right now.
You don't need to, because you gave it fucking all on that stage earlier.
We're playing and we're crawling back to the van afterwards.
And then people like us are like, come talk, come do press.
I love
It's
it.
got time for you, mate.
Oh,
Always,
that's
always.
very, very kind of you. And like, we were so thankful that our schedule allowed time for us to come and see and support you guys today, because it was one of the most important things for us this weekend, is supporting the people who've come and joined us on this show. And like, we can't thank you enough for giving us your time earlier on this year. But then that show that you gave us today, like, it was ferocious. Like, with the sun beating down, people are gravitating towards the tents more. But what I noticed was there were people sprinting over outside the tent, coming over to make your set. Like, you had people sprinting over, hearing that you'd already started, being like, we're running late for Lake Malice, oh my God. So like, just know that like people weren't just in there to get out of the sun. There were dedicated hardcore Lake Malice fans out there coming for you. What was it like today?
I mean,
You want to take it?
yeah, I think it was absolutely feral. I said it a few times. It was just absolute animals down there. It's the best when you get a response. So, first of all, having like seeing people, number one, was really good. But then number two, having them like to be so responsive was awesome. It's just been like a massive dream coming true. Like, yeah.
Like, we're a small band, man. We didn't really know what sort of, turn up would get. It's kind of scary. We were like, well, if there's like 4 people in a tent? Obviously, there was way more than 4.
Yeah,
and we
a
were
lot more than
nervous.
4.
We were pretty fucking nervous about the whole thing. But
Good.
like, walked out and we were just like, it's just a show, innit? Let's just get it done. Like, fucking enjoyed every minute of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, like, let's talk about the heat first and foremost. I don't know how the fuck you survived in a jacket the entire set. We'll get to your outfit choice in a second, but the jacket, sir, like, who decided on that beforehand that was a good idea? Was that self-inflicted?
Mate, I just like, I like my jackets, man. I always just like, I feel quite confident wearing a jacket on stage.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone was like, you can't play with that on. I was like, what's it about that? And I went out on stage and I regretted it instantly. I wanted to die.
I really regret what this is.
I couldn't get it off either. Like, the cuffs were so tight. I was like, just have to stay on. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't pass out from heat exhaustion, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was. At least
it's just this ice in those veins, bro.
That's what
Just...
it is. It's hot as ice, man.
There you go.
I mean, I feel like it. It looked cool. Like, if it looked cool, that's fine, right? It's
cool.
You look like an absolute fucking rock star up there.
There we go.
Like, thing is, true rock stars wear the most clothes, but don't sweat because of how fucking cool they are.
Must be fucking vampires. How is it possible? How do they do it?
And then let's talk about your outfit, Elite. Like, on a scale of 1 to the surface of the sun, how hot is it right now?
Oh, right now I think it's quite good. I
Okay.
think maybe because I'm Italian, I'm used to like the temperature. I'm loving it.
Was it all right on stage as well?
No,
that was torture.
That was a mistake. But it was democracy mistake. Like, it was voted for because I usually put a poll like the day before, and like, I don't know what to wear. Should I go for this or this? I was true. I was just honest.
So democracy decided your suffering is what you're saying?
Yeah, I did it for the people.
For the art.
No accountability at all.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
People, maybe.
But it's a fucking amazing bodysuit. Like, where did we get this from?
I buy them on Etsy.
Holy
it's
shit.
A company that does. It's called Badinka. I don't know how to pronounce it. They're really cool. They do lots of like sci-fi inspired designs and like some party, clothing, like a festival goers kind of thing.
That's amazing. And is this going to become like a theme moving forward, like this, like, because it's gangster and genuinely is. Like, I can see this transforming into like, especially with Bring Me Last Night having like this new video game thematic that they're moving forward with Post-Human 2. Like, it feels very much like something out the set of like a big sci-fi film.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to get to. Like, it would be so cool if our shows looked a bit more like that, because I feel like the music that we do is quite, well, I don't want to say futuristic. Like,
oh no, definitely is
never
with the
existed
synthesizer and the
before,
programming.
You see those like those DJs that have the huge screens behind them, like massive robots, and it comes to life when the beat drops.
Yeah,
like this screen's like 100 foot. That's
We
what I
want
want for
that.
our show at some
Yeah,
point.
Fucking yes.
Yeah.
But instead, it's Elite Chain, a giant mech, just treading on people.
But what I will say is, you did have dinosaur budget today.
I didn't say dinosaur. Did you say dinosaur?
No, that what was it? Yeah, what?
Hold on a second. Right, I know it's hot. I know people start hallucinating in the heat when they're crawling through the desert, and like all of a sudden, like there's someone saying, "Oh, there's a tap just down there, mate." And it's like, "Thank you." Like, I'm not so hot that I hallucinated a dinosaur.
We're just gaslighting you, really. No, it was there. It was a big dinosaur.
It might have been my guitar set coming out, and
that poor man.
Yeah.
Like I saw the face behind the screen, and it just looked like suffering in there.
and I was like, "You're gonna have to get in the pit in that as well."
Did it?
It did it.
Absolutely battered.
Oh my god!
I just saw the dinosaur taking different shapes in there. Like, it was not a dinosaur anymore in the pit. It was just like I don't know.
Just a plastic bag in the wind.
Precisely,
Like,
yeah.
pure Katy Perry energy.
You ever feel?
But do we get some context on the dinosaur? Is that a staple? Because I've never been to a Lake Malice show. Is this a regular occurrence?
It all comes from a Discord joke that I brought back up. Like, it's an old meme on YouTube where there's this dinosaur it makes a really weird sound that sounds like "ee," and I know it sounds really dumb. Like, without context, it sounds like it makes no sense. But
It's still dumb anyway.
It still doesn't make any sense if you look for it. But yeah, it's a thing that comes from a meme, an old YouTube meme, and everybody in the Discord knows. Nobody else does. So like, besides the 5 people, nobody's gonna get the reference. But for those 5 people, we love you, and we love dinosaur too. Yeah,
The commitment to the core fan base is fucking admirable. I love that so much. It's like, if only 5 people get it, it is worth putting that motherfucker in that dinosaur.
Oh yeah, quality over quantity, man. Absolutely.
We love it, man. The Discord guys are like the coolest, funniest people, man.
Shout out the Discord
Shout out
crew,
Discord
them.
crew, man.
And one thing I wanted to definitely talk to you about was the reception the brand new song got today. Like, Bloodbath went off. Like, how satisfying is it? Not only seeing the numbers online doing well, the streams doing well, but the fact that the song is quite clearly the direction that Lake Malice needs to be moving in. Like, how reassuring is that for you as a band at this stage?
Like, I knew when we like finished writing the demo, I was like, I think this might be my favourite song we've done. It's like, oh god, I hope it turns out well. I hope it gets like the reception we want, and like that is really reaffirming. You know, we put a lot into that one. It came together really well, and like, you know, we're trying out some I guess like less conventional ideas. Like, we're throwing like drum bass stuff at it.
Keep going, keep doing it.
Yeah, like I think music should take you on a journey and you know, expose you to different sounds like that, but still be heavy as well, man. Like, you know, it can. Music doesn't have to be just set in one place sonically. It can take you on a musical journey. So like, if that's connected and sick, like, there's definitely more where that came from.
Oh, yes, please. And I mean, speaking of keeping that heaviness, Alice, your fucking pipes. Oh my god, your voice is one of the strongest I've ever fucking heard at Download Festival.
Really? Oh,
like, genuinely, like I obviously knew from listening to the records that you can scream, but like, your scream is so much heavier live. Like, I feel like recordings don't actually do justice to the power that your vocal cords hold. Like,
oh wow.
Like, how over the years have you like trained your voice to be able to switch from this singing to screaming so seamlessly? Because it, like, genuinely, after hearing your history on the show, you saying that, you know, you're a lockdown band, it sounds like you've been doing this for decades. Like,
it's just an angry Italian.
Oh, yes,
It all comes from traffic. I would say, like, we've both done, you know, this for such a long time before being Lake Malice, but for me, it hasn't been really like a training pathway at all. Like,
really?
I started singing when I was like 16 in a choir at school.
Right.
It was just like choir singing, so
And then in the meantime, I started doing like bands covers and stuff like that with other musicians, and we wanted to do something like, oh, we should do covers of like Bullet for My Valentine and I Try You and like Parkway Drive. Do you want to try? I was like, yeah, I guess. And I just did it, and I keep doing it now. I don't know if it's the right way to do it. I can't give really good advice about that. But you know, learning to sing first was pivotal.
That helps, like,
yeah.
I suppose that also makes your vocal cords aware of like what is like good pain and what's bad pain, what's meant to hurt, how like your breathing's meant to be, like the airflow going through, so you're not actually damaging your vocal cords. But I mean, like genuinely, like I can't put into words how different your voice sounds live to on record.
Crazy.
Like you are one of those vocalists where it's like, if you think she sounds good on record, like go and see this vocalist live, because holy fucking shit.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
It's the absolute truth. And I mean, like moving forward with like the late Malice stuff, like is that something now that you're really keen to hone in on? Is like, as you said, bringing in the trap, the drum and bass, but also like with maintaining the screams and the heaviness?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like there's different ways to do it. Again, it doesn't need to be focused on one type of like instrument either. Like I think like we're quite open to go ahead and go, you know. But what were you gonna say? Because you're looking at me and you're like, what she say? What are you gonna say?
You're right. Like I think like I was saying earlier, we want to keep open-minded with the project. Like we don't want to like pencil ourselves into any one sound. But the thing I love to do with and like I think that why I think working with Alicia works so well is that we like the heavy stuff, but we also like the pop stuff.
Perfect.
It's never going to change. Man.
Perfect.
Like,
please don't.
Like we love screaming. I think it's a really interesting way to use the voice, and it achieves like, you know, you can express things that you just can't do through singing. Like, and it's always, I'm sure it's always going to be a part of the project, you know.
There's no other ways to sing some songs. I think like that's a technique that is there because of an emotion, and I am full of rage. I'll be for years to come.
That is phenomenal news, because we live in a very angry world with very angry people, and we need to express that anger in some very safe ways. And like what I loved about your show was the fact that like you were like very supportive of like the audience as well, like reaffirming like, you know, if someone falls you pick them up again, like spreading the love off stage. And like where did you end up when you ran off stage, by the way? Did you go on the barrier, or did you actually jump into the thing? We couldn't see from where we were stood.
In the third song, I just decided it'd be a good idea to get in the circle pit with my guitar.
I thought you were in the pit.
Run around with my guitar. And then I got back to the barrier and I was like, I'm too short to go over it. And luckily someone helped me go over. Realised I broke my guitar doing that, but that's fine.
Oh no! How bad was the damage?
To be fair, it's playable. It got me through the set, so like, yeah, you know, I definitely not noticed. But,
worth it.
Yeah, worth it.
Worth it. Rock star shit. Oh my days. Well, my friends, if you missed Late Malice this weekend, you need to rectify that as soon as possible and go and see this band, because you will not be disappointed. One time, show a lot of love and appreciation for Alicia and Blake from Late Malice. My friends, we are at Download Festival 2023, and joining us on the Jon Mahon Show right now is Dev Havana! How the fuck are we doing, boys?
Well, not as good as you. Not as enthusiastic as you, but we're good. We're good. We're good.
Well, let's talk about why the enthusiasm might be lacking a little bit. It's quite a late night last night for you boys. Yeah. Late night-ish. Was it a late finish post-secret set, or did you behave yourself?
It wasn't that bad. We all behaved ourselves.
Okay.
But we did end up we played at like 11:15.
We also felt really bad for our tour manager Ollie, because he
was driving. He couldn't drink.
He drove up from Devon and then picked us up and drove up here. So like we were like, we can't punish him too much.
Yeah.
So we just went back to the hotel, but it wasn't too bad.
Nice, which is rare for the Deaf Havana boys. Sometimes your arms are very easily twisted in the direction of the party. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
You've got a job to do.
Hell yeah. Well, let's talk about that job. Let's start with the secret set last night. Like, when did you get contacted about it? What was the idea behind it? And like, how did you feel about being asked to like perform like a secret little one late at night?
I think it was literally
only like
about
a week.
2 weeks ago.
No, it was less. I think like a week ago or something. They asked. I don't know. It was actually. I was a bit worried because I was like an acoustic set after Bring the Horizon at Download Festival. I was like, well, is anyone going to want to watch that? But there's loads of people there. It's actually really good.
I also really enjoyed just having the option of another set, because if then you don't enjoy one of them,
yeah, at least you enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like you can normally find something in
We
there.
enjoyed that one,
That's
so
really
if this one's shit,
it's not like
it's not like the week.
I mean, it won't be.
It's not like the weekend's been a complete waste.
It's like a
of time.
2-leg of a football fixture. It's like we did really well in the first leg.
Exactly.
Be proud about that performance.
Second one, exactly.
Oh yeah, well let's talk about the second leg. And for you guys going back to Download Fest, when you've been to these grounds before, like you know the scores on the doors. Like at this stage in your career, like what are you doing differently now to when you were first invited as a band?
I mean, all jokes aside, taking it a little bit more seriously, because before I used to literally turn up just so I could hang out with people and get drunk. Whereas now it's like, oh, we actually do have to play, so we don't do that anymore. But
the professionalism is
that's
up a little bit.
Pretty much the only difference, but we still like, it's nice to hang out with everyone, because there's always loads of mates and stuff like this, so not much has changed. Like, we still don't really take ourselves particularly seriously. It's just a bit more.
We don't take ourselves seriously, but we take what we do seriously.
As it fucking should be.
Yeah.
As it should be. And speaking of taking what yourselves do seriously, I remember at Reading Festival a good few years back, you gave a speech in between a song about how Def Havana are a band that don't have the programming, they don't have the sims, they don't have the laptops.
Yeah, that's aged well.
Yeah. Like, and being like a straight up rock band. As you've just said,
I was pissed up then, to be honest.
So how come you started to switch lanes on that front over the years?
Because we had a keyboard player and he decided to leave our band. So
motherfucker.
When we released an album which was mainly keyboards, and then he left. Like
Mitchell.
Yeah. So
Mitchell.
After that, we were sort of like.
That's a story for another day. But Mitchell.
And then eventually I would like to get a keyboard player so we don't have anything on track, but it's kind of cheaper to do it this way.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just like
more reliable.
Well, I love playing around with synthesizers. Basically.
Sick.
To be fair, you do play.
I do a
he
bunch
does play a lot of
now,
keys live now.
We've made sure, like, I've kind of engineered the sets that we do to be, like, I don't have any beats to chill out and skull a bit. Like, so it's really nice to be busy.
It keeps you in check.
Yeah.
Like stops you wandering off and getting into trouble.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, like the reason why I wanted to talk about like that quote in particular, like to be honest, like, I'm glad that like you've embraced like that kind of stuff because there's nothing wrong with it, and like it's a nice side to embrace. But I think the reason why you probably gave that speech back then was because you were proud musicians. You've always been very, very proud musicians. You've enjoyed the fact that you are a rock band who sticks to guitars, and
I also think we've always just felt a little bit outside.
Yeah, we're not really a part of
like collective scenes.
I don't feel like we've ever been a part of any scene. Like we're not really. We're just always in. We always just been on our own. So I guess we kind of felt, 100%. We felt like we were sort of.
And also at that point in time, we had loads of people telling us we were going to be massive. So we were right.
Yeah, to be fair, I did think that album was going to get us massive. Didn't do anything. It's probably people's least favourite album we've released. That's
Which
good.
one?
Old Souls, it's called.
What do you reckon that was people's least favourite?
Yeah, I reckon.
But to be fair,
Really?
when I think about it now, it's mostly
Fucking good album.
Yeah, like that's why I'm surprised at hearing you say that. Like
we didn't really get much feedback on it. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway,
that blows my fucking mind. Holy shit! What a horrible perspective the music industry sometimes offers to people. It's like you guys can sit there being really, really proud of a body of work, and then
you release it, and they're like, it's all right.
Yeah, they're like, hold on, I thought you were giving us some singles, and you're like, yeah, are you not looking with your eyes and your ears?
Come on, mate.
Jesus Christ. Well, in terms of the Def Havana set list these days, with the extensive discography that you've now collected over the years, what is set list construction like? Like, is it a case that like you try and freshen it up every now and then and like put different things in different orders, open and close with different songs?
Definitely.
I mean, obviously with the more albums you release, the harder it gets, but
as a result, it gets more fun.
Yeah.
I think because then you start to realise like what songs can block together well, and like say like the last tour we did, and so the set we'll do later as well. We're going to close with a particular song that we didn't ever finish with, and I was just before we went on tour. I was like, that needs to be the last song. I know it'll work great, and it went down like. It's like my favourite song to finish on.
Holy shit! Which song is it? Because this is going to go out afterwards.
It's called Kids.
Kids. Tune.
It's very different live though. Like on the record, it's very like electronic-y, kind of like indie, synth indie. but live it's just like a
heavier.
It's like a scrappy garage rock song somehow. It's weird, but in a good way.
Because that song crushed on daytimes on Kerrang. Like, like we had it on the radio station, like, and it came out during the summertime as well, and it had it, as you said, it did kind of it's weird it's called Kids because it almost reminded me of Bits in place of MGMT. With that kind of sound. But I mean, I love the fact that you boys are very rock and roll about your approach. It's we don't want to turn up and do the same set. We're only ending on the same songs, giving people the same Death Havana show each time.
Well, I don't know. For me, that comes down to what I want as a an audience member.
Yeah.
I want a band to tell me what I should be hearing. I don't. But obviously, there's some songs I want to hear. But if it's not there, that's because they've made a decision, and I love that. I want to be taken by the hand basically and be shown a show.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hell yeah.
And so I don't know. It's kind of just a continuation of that sort of stuff. But also if we keep it a bit more interesting on our end, we're probably going to have more fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let me tell you something. People notice
when you're not having fun. Because I often don't have fun on stage, and it's painfully obvious.
Oh really? Yeah, how come? If you don't mind me asking.
I think I'm really deaf, so I struggle a lot with the in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
And I can never really hear anything. I think I've lost a lot of. From just playing in bands for years and not wearing earplugs or anything, I think I've just lost a lot of my hearing, so it sucks. Yeah.
Dude.
I know, I need to get them checked out.
Yeah, definitely. See, I was going to say an optician. Then that's not. That's the wrong body part.
I think my eyes are all right.
Yeah, I don't know who does it, but you need to see one of those on the other side of Dan. Well, before we finish, audiologist. There we go. Let's make a new sector in the NHS. Give us something else to worry about.
Yeah, boy.
Well, I don't know if you remember, Reading Fest a couple of years ago, we did a segment on this channel where I got you to answer as many questions as possible in 60 seconds. We've upped the game now, it's now 69 seconds. Woo. So we're bringing the feature back. But the rule this time is you can't say Iron Maiden for any of your answers, because last time, for some reason, I asked you your favourite band and you said Iron Maiden.
It's because they're our least favourite band.
And then you went on to give every other answer as Iron Maiden.
I apologise. I apologise about that.
So we are vetoing Iron Maiden today.
Okay, cool. Easy.
Right.
Oh, sorry about that, dude.
No, don't apologise. Thing is, if you watch it back, it's fucking hilarious.
Remember the Iron Maiden documentary? And
I bet we were pissed off.
Remember in the Iron Maiden documentary, there's a Brazilian fella who's named his son Steve Harris.
Steve Harris, yeah.
That's his first name, Steve Harris. That's commitment.
That is good.
Oh God, what a christening that must have been. Jesus Christ.
Steve Harris Pereira.
Right then, boys. We've got 69 seconds on the clock. How many questions can Death Havana answer? Let's go. Favourite band of all time?
The Smiths.
Biggest chorus or gnarliest breakdown?
Pick one.
As in, what do you prefer? Big chorus or gnarly breakdown?
Amarillo.
Big chorus.
Song you love playing live the most right now?
Kids.
Yeah.
The most fun band to tour with?
Fuck. It's fun. Dinosaur Pilot was good.
Dinosaur Pilot was good, yeah.
Festival shows or touring shows?
Festival shows any day.
A song you inexplicably hate?
Bad Romance by Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Only because they asked us about it. It's the only one I can think of right now.
Favourite song to end a set on?
Kids.
Best show of your life?
That I went to or played?
Played.
When we headlined the Forum in 2017.
Worst show of your life?
Brighton Racecourse 2015.
Brighton Racecourse 2015.
Riff you love playing live the most?
Preload, mid-late.
I don't really have one because all I play is chords.
Your favourite song of all time?
All time? Night Sounds, done.
No idea.
A band or artist that you'd love to collaborate with?
Iron Maiden.
Bjork.
And what's the greatest song you've ever written?
The rest of it, probably Kids.
Sick. Boys, thank you ever so much for the time today. And I'm glad the Iron Maiden only came in at the end. I could see it.
You had to do it.
Fucking child.
Oh, boys, that was perfect. Thank you
ever
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
My friends, it is the Saturday Download Festival 2023, and we are joined by Rick from Motionless in White. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, thank you ever so much for your time. We really do appreciate it, considering just how hot Motionless in White are at the moment. Like, you guys seem to be everywhere doing everything. Like, how's your sleep schedule holding up with this mental run that you've been on?
It's not. It's been a lot of grueling travel, and this tour especially has just been man, we spent so many hours on the bus on this tour that everybody's like, I want to get out of here. I want to get off the bus. I want to like take a walk. But it's been great. Yeah,
Right.
it's been great. It's been great. I can't complain. Been very happy to be here.
Well, it's a good thing that you boys are friends and you're spending all this time on the bus with each other. Otherwise, it could get a little bit antsy in there. But the last time we had you over in the United Kingdom, the last time I saw you was on the Beartooth tour, and holy fucking shit! Like, what a main support to have for a Beartooth show, especially with the venue upgrade in London, then going from Brixton Academy to Wembley. Was that your first time doing a show at Wembley?
Yes, yeah, first time ever.
Damn, and how was that experience?
It was, I mean, Wembley is one of those places that you kind of look at from afar and you never kind of imagine being there. And then once you're there, it's like, whoa, I'm here. This is wild. So it was a very surreal moment for all of us, I think. Hopefully we can get back there at some point.
Absolutely. The next time you boys be there, hopefully it'll be a headline job, because honestly, like, the way in which people are finding your music in 2023 is everywhere. I mean, like, you've had moments with, you know, radio stations supporting you and giving you that big backing, magazines doing the support, but then also TikTok has been a massive one for you. Like, you guys have had like such virality on like songs that like maybe weren't even like thought of as singles and like that kind of stuff. Like, how have you noticed that impacts that it's been having on your band, like the social media aspect?
I think TikTok in general has just been such a crazy tool for bands, aside from us. Just every band, it seems like any little type of clip can just go viral at any time, and it can just change everything. I mean, Bad Omens is a huge example of that. Sleep Token, it's amazing how much it does have an impact and how much it can really change the landscape of music. So, very thankful to have that on our side, and it'll be interesting to see how it changes things going forward too.
And I'm always curious with bands, like, you know, if like something goes viral in the band WhatsApp chat, is there ever cases where you see someone using your music for something really fucking weird and you start sending it around and you're like, why are people using our songs for this?
Yes, yeah, there was a prime example of that. Is there was one that was a weird dance that people were doing to Slaughterhouse, and it made no sense with the song. And we were like, why are people doing this still? Like, there's no connection there. I don't get it. But yeah, it's been great. It's helped the song and it's helped us. So whatever.
Oh yeah. Did you boys start learning the choreography yourself on like the long bus ride?
I didn't, but Chris may have.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I mean, let's talk about the music, because I think one of the most interesting decisions you made over the last couple of years was to include a cover in the set list, especially for a band your kind of size. Like, you don't often see bands like wanting to use valuable time on stage to drop a cover, but for people who are trying to discover a band for the first time and they're coming out for that night, if they're hearing you cover a Killer song and making it sound 1,000 times better than the original ever did, like, it's a very easy way for them to go, oh cool, I might not know the other ones, but I definitely know that one. Was that the reason why you wanted to include it in the set list? Was like for people who might not have heard of the band to have something to attach to?
Absolutely, yeah. I think a lot of how we gear our set list is around what fans are going to want to see. And I mean, so much of our live show is based on crowd participation, and so that's one of the ways that we can get back is just people don't know who we are. It's a way to reel them in and just give them something entertaining to listen to if they're not necessarily interested in everything else. So yeah, we like to have everybody interested in participating in the music, whether they like us or not. And yeah, definitely that's.
So how come that song, Killers, Somebody Told Me?
Just a song that all of us like, you know. It's, I mean, we're no strangers to cover songs. We've done them with Rammstein. We did Du Hast back in the day. We've done them. Thank you. Yeah, we've done them over the years just because it's our way of kind of taking songs that we love and kind of modernizing them and bringing them to people, whole different a whole different generation of people that may not have heard of those songs, because we've been around for long enough to where people that are younger may not have heard of the bands that we grew up listening to. So it's cool to be able to do that and put our own spin on it.
That's fucking awesome. And I mean, talking about like putting your own spin on things, like Motionless and White over the years, I've kind of watched you guys like aesthetically develop into what you are now, which is so theatrical, and combining that with the melodical side as well, like the way in which your songs, like they feel like you're watching a movie, like when you're seeing them live, like it feels like a movie score, a movie soundtrack, and like being such a key proprietor, like in the like melodic and the rhythmic section of the band, like how much of the influences have you taken from like stuff outside of rock music, like film or like literature, maybe even with like like handing out roses like towards the end of the songs? Like it feels like something out of a poem. Like
for sure, yeah. I mean, we take inspiration from all over. It's not just music. I think that's one of the great things about what we do as a band is just pull from every different type of inspiration that we can, and movies and video game soundtracks and all those kinds of things are really big for us, and it's cool to be able to be a band that has the ability to take that and incorporate those elements into our show and into our sound, because seems like that's something that not a lot of bands are able to do and pull it off, and so kind of gives us a little bit of variation in what we're doing, and yeah, it's cool.
Hell yeah, dude, it's very fucking cool. I mean, like, one thing I'm genuinely curious about, what age did you start playing? Like, what age did you pick up an instrument for the first time?
I think I was 12 when I started playing guitar, so I've been playing for 2 decades.
And guitar was the first instrument you went for?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So you didn't do any like the classical roots, because some people start with like a violin or a piano, and then they're like, actually, I want the one that looks kind of cool to hold.
Yeah, no. I started straight away on the guitar and went from there. So it's crazy to say. I feel like I'm aging myself. I feel so old now, being like I've been playing guitar for 2 decades. Yeah, it's wild. It's been a long journey.
And still learning though, because I mean, like the things with like musicians is that I love is that the good ones are always still learning. They're always still picking up new stuff and finding new stuff. And especially with how much you're touring at the moment, have you seen any like of the new up and coming bands kick around that you've been taking inspiration from, like on a guitar level front as well? Like the game is always changing. People are finding new ways to reinvent themselves. So what are some guitarists at the moment that like you're really like being like, holy shit, like respect on that front?
It's funny that you say that, because I don't pick out guitar players and be like, that guy's great, this guy's awesome. I like music in general.
I like that.
But as far as me personally progressing and stuff, I definitely spent a good chunk of our past being like, I'm at a plateau and I'm fine with it. I don't need to get any better. I don't plan to be like a shredder or anything. And then the last couple of years I've been like, I should really, try to be a professional at what I do and like learn. Awesome. And so I've been really trying to dive back into learning and going back to scales. And
I was gonna say, is that a lot of scale work?
Yeah. So I feel like I'm kind of starting over again, which is a little weird where I'm at, as far as how long I've been playing for. But it's been cool just to go back to it and go back to the roots and kind of start over again. And like you said, it's always a learning experience, and I'd like to continue to progress myself as a musician and an artist. And
hell yeah.
So.
Well, before you get out of here, because I know your time's very precious today and you've still got a lot to do, like you still have to get ready for stage, which I can imagine is a process in and of itself. We've got a stupid little feature we've been doing on the show, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds? And it's literally first thing that comes to your head in terms of the answer. So Ollie's going to load up 69 seconds on the clock, and I'm very excited to hear your answer on this one, because these will be interesting.
Just one-word answers. Or can just
just first thing that comes to your head. So yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1. Favorite band of all time?
Oh, Him.
Big chorus or gnarly breakdown?
Big chorus.
Song you love playing live the most right now?
Slaughterhouse.
Most fun band to tour with?
Beartooth.
Oh, shout. A song you inexplicably hate?
Can I pass?
Yeah, absolutely. US or UK shows?
Oh God, you're really throwing me under the ringer here. I like both for different reasons.
There we go. He's a people pleaser. Best show of your life?
Maybe Wembley.
Damn. Worst show of your life?
Oh man, probably one years ago at the very beginning. I don't know specifics. I can't remember.
Sick. Riff you love the most?
that's a tough one. I don't know. I can't pick on the dude. I'm so.
It frazzles your brain.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it? Okay, and what's the greatest song you've ever written?
Oh man. Reincarnate.
Reincarnate. Bang, my friends. Make sure you show Motionless in like a lot of love and support. But bro, thank you ever so much for your time today. We really do appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Holy shit. What a show.
What a show. Lots of good interviews, good chats.
Thank you ever so much to every single artist that took time out of their day to come and chat. Just like we're really new, my friends. This whole thing is really, really new. And like the way this industry kind of works, you kind of have to earn like your stripes in order to get, you know, the real big names. So the fact that anyone is swinging by and talking to this show at the moment, it means the fucking world to us.
Yeah, because you don't have to. And it's your choice. Bands.
Yeah.
If you want to speak to us,
yeah,
we're more than welcome.
We're always happy to, and this platform is yours just as much as it is ours. But the other thank you goes out to you. If you've stuck around and you've watched all of this, you right there. I'm talking to you. We need to say thank you to you. If you've watched any of the stuff that we've ever put out on this channel, if you've tuned into a live stream, if you've entered a competition or a giveaway,
if you've made it this far in this. In this video, drop me a message on Forever Loud and I might send you a t-shirt.
There we go. If you watch the whole thing all the way through,
one of these bad boys,
drop Ollie a message at random. Should we say at random?
Well, yeah, just drop me a message go on the forever-loud.com.
Yeah,
contact me,
say that hey, I watched the whole download special.
Yeah, say I watched the whole Jon Mahon download special.
T-shirt,
give me a t-shirt please.
T-shirt,
and I might. You know?
Yeah, and he absolutely might, my friends.
As long as you don't live in like Zimbabwe or something.
Then the postage is a little bit expensive, is it?
Yeah, depending on postage cost. I'll send you a t-shirt.
Fuck yeah. Oh, Ollie, look at that. My brother. How kind of him. My friends are going to try and do more of this stuff for you and reward your kindness and your dedication to this channel because it's a growing little community and it's only going to get bigger and we really just want to reward anyone who's riding along with us so far. So make sure you come and join us on our live shows. We are live every single Monday and Thursday from 7 p.m. on YouTube and Twitch. And all that's left for me to say is my name's Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive.
And I'm Ollie Roud. Go fudge yourself.
Oh, he's censoring it. Go fuck yourself.
Peace. Go fuck yourself.